number 1 receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Need to catch up on some action? Check out the Friday Night Pigskin featuring all of the football highlights from the area at 11:30 every Friday on the OH Report.
Good evening and welcome to Crestview High School, as tonight it is week 6 of the high school football season as we begin the second half, and what a dandy of a matchup here tonight as the unbeaten and state-ranked Crestview Cougars play host to traditional state power in the 3-2 Lucas Cubs. Welcome inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, everybody. Aaron Hines, Erik Will, our special guest, is going to join us in just a moment. WMAN iHeartRadio teaming up with our friends at the OH.REPORT tonight to bring you, Erik, I mentioned our game of the week, but it is the game of the week in North Central Ohio. This ought to be fun here tonight.
Yeah, what is this, 7 venues in 6 weeks, right, Aaron?
Yes,
so
for us, yes.
This is obviously a beautiful setting here at Crestview. There's nowhere else in North Central Ohio I'd rather be than right here, right now at this game. Crestview with that incredible run last year. They haven't lost a regular season game since 2019. So
yeah, it's been a couple of years.
It's been a couple of years. Yep. So they've handled their business, and it's kind of nice to actually see someone, being the king of the Firelands Conference other than St. Paul. And I can say that because my wife's a South Central grad, so she loves someone other than St. Paul kind of having a little bit of having the key, if you will, to the conference. And Lucas not being in a conference, but man, have you seen anybody over the last 10 years that's been any more consistent than the Lucas Cubs?
Yeah, the Lucas Cubs have been terrific. We are 8 minutes away from kickoff tonight. Quickly, Crestview 5-0, 2-0 in the Firelands Conference, ranked number 7 in Division 6. They have been outstanding. Lucas is 3-2, but what you need to know about the Cubs, their 2 losses are by a combined 5 points. This is a team, Erik, that maybe outside of a turnover or 2 really could be 5-0.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And obviously, Andrew Smolin tonight's going to have a heavy hand in that as far as throwing the ball. And then you have Fanello and you have Toms carrying the ball there for them. and it's going to be a tough ask tonight. I mean, if you look at Lucas's schedule, it's a state schedule. I mean, they're traveling all over the place to play. And what I love about Lucas is they will play anybody, anywhere, any place, anytime. And I'm glad that this matchup is happening because we have, Crestview is a solid program, and their Coach Haverdill has them on the up and up right now. They're one of the better teams actually in our area. And Lucas has been, like I said, over the last 5 to 10 years, one of the most consistent teams, really for any division. So for us tonight to be able to come in here and see this, it's a treat for us because we get to, a lot of people think, oh, you're covering Mansfield, Shelby, and Lexington, and Clear Fork, and some of the bigger schools. Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any better than small town, small country football, and these guys can play with anybody.
Yeah, you got 2 dynamite programs right now. We are going to talk about tonight's matchup as both teams have stars on both sides. You begin with Crestview. The senior quarterback, Hayden Kuhn, has been terrific. Of course, Adison Reymer, their stud running back's been really, really good. You go over to Lucas. They have really at the skill position, Erik. Both of the Toms brothers, Logan and Corbin. You throw in Andrew Smullen. Hey, Andrew Fanello's really good. There are stars all over this field, and I know the superintendent's going to join us in a moment.
Right.
He told me that Owen Barker kid's a real good one for Crestview.
He's a stud. There's no doubt about it. And he's just one of many. And that's what people don't realize is the depth that both of these schools have. Let's talk about Logan Thompson and Andrew Fanello for Lucas. 423 and 357 respectively. How about this? Logan Tom's averaging 7.29 yards a carry. And then, oh, by the way, when you go to Andrew Fanello, you're looking at 9.6, nearly 10 yards every time he carries the ball. So that's what Crestview's defense is going to be tasked with tonight. And I know Coach Scheid will be ready to go. His pedigree with that stacked defense, it's an extremely aggressive defense, and I like it. It actually kind of reminds me of even what you're seeing with Ohio State with Jim Knowles, that aggressive. They're bringing people from everywhere, and you don't know where it is. And people think blitzing just on passing situations. No way, man. As long as you're gap responsible, you can run blitz as well.
All right, so we talked about a lot of the players on the field. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. We welcome into the Wendy's broadcast booth. We didn't bring him any Wendy's food. Maybe we'll try to get that at halftime. Superintendent of the Crestview Schools, Jim Grubbs, is with us. First of all, thank you for the invitation to come out tonight.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for being here tonight, and I really appreciate you getting, we are a pretty darn good team again this year, and just to have that broadcast out over the area so people can hear a little bit about Crestview is greatly appreciated. And obviously we know Lucas is a really darn good team, and as you guys mentioned, they've only lost, their total combined loss is just over a few points. It's not like they went and played a Powder Puff team. They played some really good teams, and, and that's why they're traveling. And they're a powerhouse team. Have been that way for several years.
I'll tell you what, and this is fun for me. Around here, people know him as Mr. Grubbs, right?
Yeah.
And I know him as coach because, like I said, when I was in junior high at Shelby, and he coached my cousin, so he's well traveled. So for us, it's fun because we got to talk to Keith Strickler as well at Ontario. He's another football guy. So what we're seeing is the football mentality from the educational side of it to the administrative to this transcends. And so we appreciate your leadership, not only in your school but also in the area. And so how does football prepare you to be successful in what you do as an administrator?
Well, I think, athletics in general it helps kids prepare themselves for future things in life. I mean, obviously you go through a lot of ups and downs in athletics, whether it's wins, losses, whether it's, I got to play this week, I have an injury, whatever it happens to be, it helps you overcome adversity, and you got to overcome adversity in life. And so I think it does help you prepare. And then, obviously just like on a football field, you have captains, etc. And that's what happens when you get out into the real world, and there's going to be leaders, and and it just helps you prepare for those type of things in life.
And now let me ask you this: so, how long have you been at Crestview here?
This is my second year at Crestview.
Okay.
Absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
I live right down the road, so it's like it's in my backyard almost.
That's right.
Like that.
Now let me ask you this: when you decide to hang up the administrative hat, because I know how this works, would you ever want to get back in the coaching circuit? Help out a little bit.
My wife continues to try to encourage me to do so because she knows how much I love it and how much I miss it. And obviously, in a superintendent's role, you're extremely busy, and I have that. It's very difficult to do both.
Well, you coach. I know Aaron's going to get you. Coach, he worked with my cousin, and I told him I was going to be in the booth with you tonight. And the first thing, my cousin Josh Day played for him in Shelby, and he goes, man, give Coach a little bit of the way to go tonight. He goes, run him up a little bit.
Well, it's funny as Crestview hits the field, you hear the horns and everything, Cougars and Lucas Cubs getting ready for football. You coached, many years ago, and Mansfield Senior. When I had you in the studio, you coached Chioke Bradley. You threw out some names, Jamie Massey. It's kind of fun to see some of those guys now coaching, is it not?
Oh, as I told you in the broadcast booth a month or so ago, it just it makes me so proud to know that like Chioke Bradley, for an example, who's leading the Tigers, done a great job over the several years, and just so proud of his accomplishments, and and still a fan of the TY Tigers.
Absolutely, as and tell our listeners, tell them the different places. Tell them the different places you've coached at around the area. You're well traveled.
Yeah, a lot of places.
Well, I was at Shelby for a couple of years when Tom Stacy was the head coach over there, and spent a couple of years, but I think we're 8-2 both years. Celebrated the 100th year of Shelby football at the time, so left there, went to Madison for a couple of years. We had some great athletes there. We had Dobie Lance and Dan Norris. We had some great just a couple of names there, and then I got to spend a couple of years at Galleon, where I ended up being a superintendent at later on.
By the way, I love that he didn't forget they went 8-2. Love that.
Well,
I love those kind of things.
I can tell you this. I know both of the Mansfield teams that he coached and those Madison teams. Those were scary, scary teams, man. You did not want to meet those teams on the wrong Friday night.
Well, we have two very good teams in front of us right now. Jim's going to stay with us, call the first couple series. We appreciate you being with us, Superintendent at Crestview, Jim Grubbs. By the way, Crestview won the toss. They have elected to defer. They will kick off to Lucas wearing the traveling white jerseys, black numerals. Love the orange metallic helmet, of course.
Easy to read.
Yeah. Crestview and the black jerseys with the red numerals. Field, by the way, the field looks dynamite.
Looks great.
Awesome. We're so blessed here to have the ability to put in a turf and brand new lights, and obviously the whole complex is just really a great place to be on a Friday night.
And I'll tell you what, this is the place to be tonight in North Central Ohio. 5-0, state-ranked Crestview, 3-2, that traditional football power in Lucas, ready to collide. How about this game getting on the schedule? This is great.
Yeah, like I said, for me, this one, it's not that it's long overdue, because things have to work up scheduling wise, especially for Crestview. They have a gap because I believe it's New London.
Correct. Correct.
That's kind of kind of struggling right now to field a team. So this just worked out well for us, and the beneficiary are the kids that get to participate in this and the fans that get to watch it.
Broadcasters excited too. Devin Holloway will kick off, and it's a short one fielded at the 25-yard line by the Lucas Cubs. On the return, a big hit. Somebody flew down the field for Crestview and made a big hit. Returning the football that time for the Lucas Cubs was Hunter Church, and Crestview making a statement at least on the tackle there, Eric, on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, you got what you want here, so you don't want to give up the big play. That's what, and Coach will tell you this. One of the worst things you can do is kick to an athlete in space deep. And when you're looking at schools like this, they have 2 or 3 athletes that can take a yard any time. You keep it away from, so you're seeing a lot of pooch kicks. You're seeing people even angle it out of bounds and just take it on the 35.
On purpose, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so Lucas from their own 31-yard line, they'll hand the football off, and again, like a rugby scrum right up the middle, they'll push the football about a yard forward. Not a lot of room to go up the middle. Good job by that front of the Crestview defense. And, Eric, you and I talked about this on the drive up. Practicing for Lucas is unique because not a lot of people run this offense.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a scrum. When I was coaching down in Columbus with Steve Hale at Liberty, Dublin Jerome ran this same offense, and I'm telling you, it just wears you down. It may not be the first quarter, but they try to get you in that 3rd and 4th quarter.
2nd down and 9. They'll pitch the football. Logan Toms will have it. He'll work his way out to the 35-yard line. Give him about 3 yards on that carry. Good job by Crestview to now bring up a 3rd down and kind of what you want to have them in, at least longer than 5 yards at 3rd and 6.
And Coach will tell you this. They always say 3rd and long, 3rd and long. Get them into those situations where you feel like you got them in a passing situation. But to me, what did I say? 2nd and long's the key. Crestview can keep Lucas 2nd and long. That's great.
They'll pitch it to Toms under 11 to play. He'll work it right side, struggling forward. Crestview will deny him the 1st down. He'll go down at the 40-yard line. Good job by the Cougars. Adison Reymer, the free safety, who's their stud running back, one of the guys in on the stop at the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down for Lucas and about a yard to go.
Yeah, and I think it's
Maybe a long yard.
Yeah, well, I don't know
right
if
on
they
the 40,
moved it
yeah.
or not. But anyways, yeah, it's going to be. No, you're right. It's going to be
fourth
fourth
and a yard.
yard. So the first real, what we would call big decision here. Although it looks like Lucas is going to go for this, but you'll notice, traditionally, Crestview's really in a stacked defense, but because of Lucas's offense, you're going to walk those outside backers up to almost play the old 50 with the shade there.
4th and 1. They'll pitch it to Logan Toms. He'll put his head down. He goes down a yard forward just across the 41. It's good enough for a Holman Kitchen Supply first down as Lucas, maybe by a good yard, gets the first down, and the Cubs move the chains. Brought to you by Holman Kitchen Supply in downtown Mansfield. 10:06 to play, opening quarter, scoreless, just underway here at Crestview High School. How about Mother Nature? Second half of the year turning to fall for us, right?
Wow, but this is great football weather right here.
All right, here we go. Lucas will climb under center. They pack everybody inside. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. They'll pitch it left side. Fanello works his way back toward the middle. Good cutback midfield. He'll be tackled there. Good job by Crestview coming up from behind to make that stop. And on the stop for the Crestview Cougars, Caden Cunningham, the strong safety, the senior, put him down at the 49 to the Cougars. That's a 9-yard run. Good work up the middle. Good vision there by Fanello.
And listen, when you run that pitch, if you have to be gap response, remember there's 8 run gaps, so that means when your gap moves as a defender, you got to move with your gap.
2nd and 1, Lucas at the Crestview 49-yard line. They'll pitch it again left side. Fanello got the first down. Holman Kitchen Supply. He'll get down to the 40, maybe the 45, maybe the 44. Yes, put him at the 44-yard line. So Lucas with their second first down. The one thing I'll bring up as they're at the Crestview 44 is the fact with Lucas and how they just slowly move it down the field. You don't have a lot of possessions in a game like this.
No, we were driving over here, Coach. I even brought up to Aaron, I said, this is a type of game where you might have 9 to 10 possessions the whole game.
Yeah, and the game will be over early tonight.
Yes, correct.
That clock is rolling, under 9 to play, opening quarter scoreless. Lucas 1st and 10 at the Crestview 44-yard line. Hang on, did somebody move, jump across? Yes, we're going to get offsides on the Crestview defense. So Lucas will have a 1st and 5, put it at the Cougar 39-yard line. Thought it was interesting. A week ago, Crestview came out, scored 28 points in the opening quarter.
Put it away.
And I'll tell you what, Crestview's offense has looked really good this season. I can't wait to see the Reymer kid at running back. Right now they're on defense. Lucas will have a double handoff as they do a double handoff. Terrific play, and I'll tell you what.
That's my boy,
Owen Barker. The guy to my right, Jim Grubbs, told me that watch out for that Owen Barker kid. He just had a TFL tackle for loss back at the 40-yard line. That kid can play, huh?
He is just a heck of a young man and great family and just, again, a great athlete. And so big things to come for that boy down the road yet.
Yeah, not only that, but 30 tackles and 22 of those are solo, 15 TFLs. That's got to be close to leading the area. That's incredible. That stat in and of itself, and you can add one more to it.
By the way, Coach Havertl told me he wreaks havoc, is what he told me. Thought it was a good description. 2nd down and 6 yards to go for Lucas at the 40. Ball gets bobbled on the pitch. Fanello able to grab it. He'll be tackled around the 41-yard line. We'll give him forward progress. Gavin Barker, the linebacker, was one of the first guys to grab him. He got some help, then they slung him back near the 45, forward progress at the 41. So Lucas now in 3rd down and long, about 7 yards to go at the Crestview 41-yard line. That Cougar defense right now stepping up big time.
Absolutely, and since the encroachment there, they've moved him back about 2.5, 3 yards. So Crestview doing exactly what they need to do, be playing opportunistic here on this first drive.
Lucas going to throw the football right side down the line. Fanello's got it, gets a bit of a block inside the 40. He'll be knocked out of bounds. Good job by a couple of players to knock him out of bounds for Crestview at around the 38-yard line. That was Hayden Kuhn, the quarterback, who also plays defensive back, and Caden Cunningham, both there to bring up 4th down and about 4 for the Lucas Cubs at the Crestview 38-yard line. What do you think they're going for, probably?
Oh, yeah, they're going to go for it. It's a 2nd 4 down, but although I'll say this, with Lucas, it wouldn't surprise me if they ran it, but I'll tell you what, this has boot written all over it.
7:20 to play, opening quarter scoreless, 4th down and 4. Lucas at the Crestview 38. They pitch it to Fanello. Fanello will not get the first down. Hayden Kuhn gets him, throws him back. The ball comes loose. They'll say he's down, and Crestview's defense bends, but definitely does not break. They step up big time, and they'll have the ball at their own 41-yard line. And how about that Cougar defense stepping up?
Fantastic.
At the right time.
And what did I say? That's just, that's a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a student body, but it's just a little bit of a sweet pitch type look. And Crestview reacting well. And I'll say this about Lucas. it's going to be tough to get to the edge because Crestview is physical up front, but they've got speed at that second
they
level.
are fast.
They're really, really quick. You might even be able to get them to over-pursue more, but Crestview, that's a huge stop because, listen, you've just got to win the war. There's going to be some battles you may lose.
Cougars will hand the football off to the near side. They give it to Reymer, getting one hand on him and bringing him down was linebacker Dylan Page. I mean, he got one paw on him and brought him to the turf. Reymer will pick up a couple out to the 43-yard line. Good strength by Page.
Yeah, that's a great play by Page because I'll tell you what, when that play first started developing, I thought Reymer was going to have a big gainer there. You're talking about 80 rushes, 600 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6.8 yards per carry, and then you put the versatility of Kuhn next to him. That's an explosive backfield.
All right, here we go. Cougars, couple of yards on first down. Kuhn back to pass. He'll throw it right side. Tight window. The ball will be knocked loose. Good job defensively that time. Zach Deal, the Lucas defensive back, the junior. I believe he got a hand in there and knocked that away.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive play there. Actually, and the ball was placed right where it needed to be. That was just kind of good defense beating a little bit of good offense because that ball was thrown on time and on target. It looked like the DB did a nice job of working through the hands there, but now Crestview kind of in a and Coach will tell you this. You kind of want teams to throw on your terms, right? And this is one of those times you got a 3rd and long, so if you're Lucas, you're getting them to throw on your terms.
3rd and 8, Crestview, their own 43-yard line, scoreless, 6:36 to play, opening quarter. Kuhn's going to roll to the right. He's going to wait, throw it down the field, got a receiver, and he caught it. Inside the 25-yard line, down near the 22-yard line. Terrific throw and catch. The quarterback, Kuhn, that time rolling and finding Tyson Ringler, the wide receiver, a Holman Kitchen Supply first down. I'll tell you what, Hayden Kuhn, that defense was bearing down, and he threw it at the last moment.
Hey, listen, man, tell me about being able to really let that drag work across the field right there. That's the 3rd level drag there. And here's the great thing about that, Aaron, was he was really able to have as much time as he wanted on it because I almost thought he was going to take off and run.
Here we go, Crestview 1st and 10 at the Lucas 22-yard line. Handoff to Reymer, works his way up the middle. He'll get a few yards down near the 15-yard line, so close to actually 6 or 7 on that carry. Good cut back there. And Crestview, after that long pass play right now, definitely having a chance to score on their opening drive. And if you did not know, nobody has scored on Lucas in the first quarter of this season. They've had a goose egg. This would be good.
And here's the thing, Coach. Now, what do you like about Reymer at running back? What skills do you see he possesses that you think are just really, really nice?
Well, one, Reymer has some speed, and if he gets out in the open, no one's going to catch him. The other thing is his vision's really good as well, and he's able to make some good cutbacks. And so he's really did a great job. You know, he's had some big shoes to fill from. So we're just really proud of what he's done so far this year.
Hand off to Reymer, and he'll be stopped right there. Good job by Logan Toms. Put him down just inside the 15. Low forward progress, nose of the ball just inside the 15-yard line. 5:26 to play, scoreless opening quarter. Crestview, big 3rd down, 3rd and 3 at the Cub 14-yard line. 2 backs behind Kuhn, 1 wide receiver out to the right. Snap, they'll fake it, back to pass Kuhn. He'll step up, throw it toward the right side, overthrows his receiver. It was covered there by Logan Toms. It will be incomplete that time. He was targeting that time Adison Reymer. It'll bring up 4th down and about 3 yards to go. Actually, call it about 2. 4th and about 2, just inside the 15-yard line. And let's see what I would assume go for it. I don't know field goal wise.
We got a really good kicker.
Yeah, you do.
You know, 4th and 2. I think coaches decided, hey, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go.
This is a big game.
Yeah,
it is.
And you're pretty deep in their territory.
Right. Yeah, there's kind of 2 schools of thought. Do you think points are going to be at a premium, or do you feel like you can go ahead and punch this thing in here?
All right, 4th and 2. They'll hand the football off. Big hole left side, inside the 10-5. Touchdown, Crestview Cougars. It is Adison Reymer. He rolls in off the left side, 14 yards. And I'll tell you what, that thing opened up off the left side. And Crestview scores the first touchdown on Lucas this season in the opening quarter.
Hey, how about that, man? Lights are flickering. We got fireworks going off. We got stuff, confetti being shot. I feel like I'm at a 7-year-old birthday party right now, Coach. No, this is fantastic. How about the play there, man? Just looked a little bit almost like a kick out, almost like an outside zone there. And it was executed really, really well, man.
And as we just mentioned, once he's able to make that cut,
that's right.
No one's going to catch him.
No one's catching him. Yeah, you can tell he is definitely light on his feet. You can definitely tell that.
Holloway's point after is up and good. We'll take a break. 7-0 Crestview over Lucas. 5:06 to play opening quarter. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Back in Crestview, 7-0 Cougars after they march it down the field on a big pass play by Kuhn. Reymer runs it in. Kickoff will be fielded by Lucas. Return across the 30, 35-yard line. And Zach Deal will go down right there. Good job on the tackle that time. As I saw Sean Bailey, among others, in on that stop for the Crestview Cougars. And want to say thank you to Jim Grubbs, who just stepped
Coach
out of the
Grubbs,
booth. That was
man.
really great to have the superintendent on. And it's funny. It's great to talk with the superintendents, and a lot of them have that football coaching background.
That's what I said. I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah.
We appreciate that. Lucas will try and answer the Crestview touchdown. They'll hand the football. They'll pitch it actually to Logan Toms. Will work his way near the 40-yard line. So he will get on that carry about 3. Good job by Crestview, limiting that to just a couple of yards. High school football on WMAN, driven all season long by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Glad to team up with our friends at the OH Report tonight. High school football, dynamite Friday evening. Mother Nature has been kind on Fridays. We appreciate that. Lucas on second down is going to pass. Smollen's going to roll to the right. There is nowhere to go. He'll throw it into the turf near the feet of Fanello at the 40-yard line. How about that pursuit by that Crestview defense?
Yeah, that's a great job there. So you get the boot action there, which I think is the right call. Second long, change it up. You want to go against your tendencies a little bit if you're Lucas. Now, here's the thing. If you're Crestview there's a couple ways you can play that. And that looked almost like a little bit like a cloud coverage to me, which means that the corner's going to roll up and play that flat area, and then the safety's just going to take anything in that deep third that works from either across the field or the same side of the field over. So I like what they're doing schematically, and it's going to keep Lucas struggling, man.
Good pressure by Gavin Barker there. They're going to keep it this time up the middle. Will Lucas on second down, it will be carrying the football this time for the Lucas Cubs. Hunter Church get a couple up the middle, put him down at about the 43. So fourth down coming up for the Lucas Cubs. They'll need about 40 yards to go to pick up the first down. 3:59 left, opening quarter, 7-0 Crestview, and it looks like the Cubs are going to punt the football with Aiden Culler dropping back. Barker back deep to return it. He'll field it at about the 16-yard line. He'll work his way toward the near side, cut it back up the middle, get sandwiched there by a couple of Cubs across the 20 near the 22-yard line. He'll go down right there. Good job by Lucas on special teams, and Crestview, who had a nice opening drive. And I'll tell you what, Eric, everybody's going to remember the 14-yard touchdown run, but how about the pass that set everything up? Hayden Kuhn, that long-distance connection with Tyson Ringler, that really got that drive in business.
Yeah, Hayden Kuhn's completing 60% of his passes. You know, after that throw, he has well over 700 yards on the year. So he's a capable thrower. They're just so darn good on the ground that they generally go that route. I think they're like about a 70-30 run to pass.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line. Handoff to Reymer right side, and he will be tackled across the 25 out near the 27. That was Logan Toms in on the stop for the Lucas Cubs. Give him close to 6 yards on the carry. And I like the first step from Adison Reymer.
Yeah, he's explosive. You can tell. And here's the thing about it. Crestview's O-line is winning at the point of attack. So they're playing downhill. And when you reestablish that offensive line a yard and a half down the field, man, and then your running back's not getting touched till he's in the second level, it's good night.
2nd and 4. They'll keep it with the quarterback, Kuhn, who got drilled at the 30-yard line. 2 Cubs came in and just drilled him off the right side. He'll be about a yard
he's
shy.
Feeling that one.
A yard shy of the first down.
Because he did. He got smoked.
You're
what, right.
One of the guys that got him was Zach Deal. He also got some help on the inside. And Hayden Kuhn, I thought he was going to have the first down. Right. It was like a brick wall at the 31. So 3rd and 1, Crestview, the ball again on their own 31-yard line. 2:35 to play, opening quarter. 7-0 Crestview here again, first quarter. Glad to be teaming up with the OH Report. Glad to have you on this beautiful Friday evening. Fall-like temperatures in the upper 50s at kickoff. They'll hand it off to Reymer. He's going to work his way real close to the 32. Lucas, they're like a brick wall to shove him back. I don't think he got it. On the stop was Daniel Hawkinsmith, the defensive tackle, the sophomore, who head coach Scott Spitler told me, Erik, he loves the way this sophomore has played.
Yeah, it leaves you about a half yard short. You know, how about Crestview going to 22 personnel, 2 backs, 2 tight ends there? So, you know, obviously they're wanting to establish their brand of football as well. I kind of said in the opening, you know, can Crestview out Lucas? And what I mean by that is Lucas is just known for their ground and pound, control the line of scrimmage. They're fine with 3 yards of play.
Well, here we go. 4th down in less than a yard. Crestview's going to keep it with the quarterback. They plow ahead, and they will have a Home and Kitchen Supply first down as Crestview moves the chains. Their 3rd first down here in the opening quarter, brought to you by Home and Kitchen Supply in downtown Mansfield, remodeling windows, doors, and more. Think Home and Kitchen Supply first. You always think of it as a gamble deep in your own end, though, to go for it. You know in case you had a bad snap.
No, I get it, but you know, I think both of these teams feel very comfortable that their offensive lines can go get 6 inches.
1st and 10 at their own 33. Back to pass on the play action. Kuhn's going to unload one down the seam. Got a receiver, and at the last moment, it's knocked away. Terrific defensive play by the Lucas Cubs. I believe that was Aiden Culler that got back there defensively to knock it away.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. It was man.
We got the replay. Yeah, it was Aiden Culler who got one. If he doesn't, that's 6.
Well, and it was underthrown. That's one of those ones like just throw it out there and let your receiver go and get that. He had him beat by 2 or 3 steps. So, Kuhn's got to get that ball and get it out in front of the wide receiver. 2nd down and 10. They'll hand it off, working it to the near side. Good little jump cut toward the outside. Adison Reymer real close to a first down. I think he's got it. Yes, he will. He'll step out of bounds at around the 43-yard line. That is another Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Again, I like that first step from Reymer. He is quick. Well, and not only that, but there were a couple of Lucas defenders that I think need to just understand angles with speed. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you're filling the alley and you're working inside out, you've got to make sure you stay on his back hip. And if he cuts back into you because he's quick enough that he destroys angles really, really quickly.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Crestview, somebody moved the Cougars. I think it was the fullback who just lunged forward.
Yeah, it was Reymer. Reymer moved forward. Yeah. They were going to hand off to the fullback.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Reymer moved, then they gave it to the fullback. And it'll back up the Cougars 5 yards. While we have a moment after the game, we'll select our Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle and whose effort changes tonight's game for his team, courtesy of the great people at Spitzer Motors, West 4th Street. And, of course, great lease deals going on right now. Brand new Kias arriving on the lot soon. Stop by and see them. Again, West 4th Street, drivespitzer.com. We've been handing out that game changer for years. We'll do it in the postgame. Crestview handoff this time to Reymer, working his way up the middle near the 40-yard line. He will get a couple. Good job by the Lucas Cubs. One of the big guys off the bottom of the pile was Keaton Day, the defensive end. Zach Deal, who's been really, really busy on that Cub defense, involved as well. So here we go, Erik. That penalty.
Yes, so here we go.
Has him in a second long here, second and
13. This is exactly what Lucas wants here. You got yourself a 2nd and 14 here, and exactly what you want.
30 seconds left, opening quarter, 2nd and 13. Kuhn's going to roll to the right, throw a fastball off the hands of his receiver, incomplete, going for Caden Cunningham, off his hands around midfield. It was a little high, but I think he probably could have caught it.
You know, it could have been caught, but that is coming awfully high.
Yeah, it was a little high.
You know, and I'll tell you what, you know, if you're Caden Cunningham, you know, you're an athlete, you're tall, you're lean. He's one of their better receivers coming in. He had 12 receptions, had a couple touchdowns to his name there as well. And, you know, here's the thing, just settle your feet as you're rolling out there. Get your shoulders turned. You're going to throw the ball where your shoulders are. So get the shoulders down, get the elbow under the ball as well. As soon as your elbow gets to the side, that thing's going to go errant.
3rd and 13, Crestview, their own 40-yard line. Under 30 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Pass right side as Kuhn is rolling is too high for his receiver. It is incomplete. Inside Cub territory, inside the 43-yard line. It'll sail toward the sideline and bring up 4th down and long. Obvious punting situation now for Crestview. 7-0 Cougars, 22 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Nobody scored yet on Lucas until now in the opening quarter, but I guess you want to say, Erik, credit that Cub defense. That, you know, the penalty really helped them defensively, but a good job there. They'll get the football back.
Yeah, both of these defenses are extremely intelligent. They're coordinated well. Their schemes are solid. So when you play behind the chains on a night like this with these two quality teams, it's hard to rebound from.
We will have a punt by Barker of Crestview. Gets a good boot away. Toms is back deep. That's Logan Toms. It'll hit. He's going to let it roll inside the 15. It'll roll dead and be touched at the 10-yard line by the Crestview Cougars. Getting down the field was Gavin Canes to touch it up on special teams with just 12 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Again, 7-0 is the lead for Crestview. We'll hand out some pizza after the game, courtesy of the Heck Law Offices and Giannino's Pizza. Our heck of a play. Jeff Heck, Jeff Stifler, they're here to help. They live here. They're from here. HeckLawOffices.com. That'll be coming up in the postgame.
Got to field the punt, Aaron. You know how I feel about that.
You lose yardage.
Listen, man, on turf, you're going to lose a minimum of a first down, if not 2. You're back there for a reason. Fair catch it. You got to catch the football.
You know, a lot of times you'll see somebody just hesitate for a moment, and I think that's what happened there with Logan.
And that's why sometimes it may not be your best athlete. Put your surest hands back there.
Smolin's going to throw it left side. Caught there. Logan Toms, left side. He's near a first down. Don't know. He's on the far side from us. He may be close, about a yard shy. Good job there on a quick pass from Smolin. And where we're going to put him at. Good tackle there by Sean Bailey. Put him down at about the 18-yard line. So they get about 9 yards. Clock right now with 6 seconds to play here in quarter number 1.
And you know what Lucas did there? They changed up what the down distances said. They went ahead and threw on first down.
They'll fake the handoff. The quarterback Smolin's going to keep it. He'll get across the 20, go down at about the 21, and that'll do it, I believe, for the opening quarter. The clock right now.
Well, it's because they're resetting the chains.
Yeah,
once they set the chains,
you got it. First down, the 3rd, brought to you by Home and Kitchen Supply. They set the football clock runs, and that'll do it for the first quarter. After 1. It is Crestview 7, Lucas nothing. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
And they'll get a couple of yards on first down, but that had all kind of disaster. Low snap, throw was behind him. Erik, the timing was off.
Timing was
off.
off.
The word go.
Right, so you're trying to have a sprint out to the right. The ball snapped around the feet, so Smolin picks it up. And then, here's the thing on that. I mean, your fullback leaks out, which is great, but you got to work. And I know you're not going to get there right away, but you got to work to get some depth. You want to get 4 to 5 yards down the field, even if that ball's completed. We have a hold on the play, so
thank you.
It's a spot foul. So I mean, this is way back. I mean, look at where they're at, Aaron. I mean, they are way back.
So what about the 8-yard line?
Right.
Yeah, 8-yard line.
So now you're looking at a what is it? A second 20 what? Second and probably 22, 23.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll say close to 23.
Right.
Yeah.
So that just really put for an offense like Lucas. I mean, this is extremely tough to get out of this situation.
1st and 22. The ball at their own 8-yard line, just underway in the second quarter. Smolin back to pass down the seam, throws it a little high off the hand of the receiver and the defensive back. Caden Cunningham was there. He was targeting Andrew Fanello. It is incomplete. While we have a moment, John Davis from Marlin Fields tells me that Lexington's kickoff returner had the football stripped away by Aaron Thornton of Mansfield Senior. He picks it up and runs 32 yards for a touchdown on the opening kickoff of the game.
There you go.
7-0 Mansfield Senior. That's how you start a rival game, right?
That's how you start it. And right there, what I like is Caden Cunningham's got his imprint on this game because he moves around well, and he's tall and lanky, and he's able to affect the throws.
Lucas will hand the football off on 2nd and 22. The ball at their own 8-yard line. The back will work it across the 10 out near the 13-yard line. It was Logan Toms on the carry. But I'll tell you what, the one thing you've noticed right now from the Crestview defense, they haven't let Lucas break anything big yet.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and this isn't a knock, this is just a reality. Lucas has big playability, don't get me wrong, but Crestview has probably more explosive big play. Yep. So for Lucas, that's even more important for them to stay on schedule with the chains. As soon as they get to a situation like where they're 3rd and 17, it's a really tough ask.
Yeah, 3rd and 17 from their own 13-yard line. There's the snap. They hand it off to the running back, and Crestview is there in numbers to swallow him up. The first guy to get there, and he was excited, was Mitch Klein, the senior nose guard for the Cougars. He grabbed Logan Toms and took him to the turf. He got some help, but he went right through the guy that was blocking him.
Yeah, and that was that's one of those ones they're just trying to see if they can't kind of bust something or even just improve their punting situation. So we're going to be punting out of the end zone here.
Yeah.
And so Crestview this is where you have 2 options. It looks like they're setting up a return, but sometimes this is when you'll see guys come after it.
Well, here we go. It's Aiden Culler. They do come in. He gets it away. A high boot. It'll hit at the 39-yard line of Lucas. The lineman will grab it at the 41-yard line. And was Braden Spitler, the junior coach's son, getting down the field. But Crestview with dynamite field position. They'll have the ball starting at the Lucas 41-yard line. Second quarter, 10:25 to play. 7-0. Crestview on top. We, of course, had an extra point earlier. Make sure you stop on by Mill Iron Auto Parts, proud sponsor of our extra points, as Devin Holloway was up and good, just like Mill Iron Auto Parts. It's a good idea to stop on by State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll receive top dollar for your scrap vehicle. Here we go. Lucas on defense. Crestview gets the football back. Hand off to Adison Reymer. He'll work his way behind the back. Actually, the running back will work his way behind the blocker, Erik, and just follow him inside the 35 down near the 34.
And that's great patience right there by Raymer, following his offensive line, just basically hugging that guard and working down, picking up 6 yards on first down. So when you start in plus territory, your entire playbook is wide open to you, Aaron.
He just got his hand on the lineman's back and almost used him like a sled going forward.
Yeah, and
or a snowplow.
And here's the thing. You can tell he's just waiting, and then he's looking to pop it. So Lucas better be really detailed.
2nd and 4, Crestview, the Lucas 34. Somebody, as they hand the football off, got a hand on the leg and the foot that time of Raymer. They trip him up at about the 31. Terrific defensive play. That could have been more. It was Grayson Jackson, the linebacker for Lucas, who got one hand on his leg, and then others helped clean it up at the 31.
Yeah, I mean, that could have potentially been a touchdown. That might have been one of those what they call touchdown-saving tackles right there. So that's a nice job by getting his hand on his foot. So here we go. We got a 3rd and 1, but to me, Crestview has the entire playbook. If you wanted to, you could even take a shot here because you can come back and get this half yard.
3rd and 1, Crestview, the Lucas 31. Handoff, Raymer bulls his way. He's got it. Home and Kitchen Supply first down to the 28-yard line of the Lucas Cubs. That is the 5th Home and Kitchen Supply first down for the Crestview Cougars, who average 38 points a game. They allow just 9. When you can score almost 40 and you allow, Erik, I don't think anybody scored more than a couple of touchdowns on them all year.
Right, right.
That's a hard team to beat.
It is. It's a really hard team to beat. And Crestview staying in that 22 personnel.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Kuhn's going to roll to the right. He'll throw it. Got a receiver. It's Owen Barker inside the 20. They'll knock him out of bounds at around the 17-yard line. Tell you what, Hayden Kuhn is under control. Whether he's dropping back in the pocket, he's rolling out. Eric, you can tell he makes this offense go. He makes the decisions.
Well, and when you have the ability to have an effective run game, that play-action boot is gold, Aaron, because what you do is you level. So your first level, you run off, and then you have that underneath, and then you have that drag coming from the backside tight end.
8:49 to play, opening quarter, 1st and 10. Crestview, the ball to Lucas, 17. Handoff left side, goes to Reymer, works his way down near the 15-yard line. He'll be tackled right there in on the stop. Braden Spitler from his defensive line spot for the Lucas Cubs. Again, that carry a couple of yards, put him on the 15. Line of scrimmage was the 17. 8.5 to play, opening half. Yes, you're hearing me, opening half. We're already in the second quarter with 8:25 to play. This clock is going to roll throughout the course of the evening. This may be one of the faster games in the area here tonight.
No doubt about that.
Back under center, 2 backs behind him. Kuhn's going to pitch it left side. Adison Reymer trying to get the corner. He'll get shoved out of bounds at around the 10-yard line. Good job. There's Deal again, Zach Deal, among others, to shove him out of bounds. See where they spot him. He may have went out just shy of the 10, maybe the 11. Let's see. They're going to put him on the 11. So 11-yard line for Crestview. 3rd down, Eric, and about 4. They got to get down to the 8-yard line, roughly. So 3rd, maybe a long 3 if you really look at it from here. 3rd and about 3.
Well, and here's the thing on that. What I like about it is you put your formation into the sideline, so on the short side of the field, and then you run the sweep to the strength, and you actually had Lucas outnumbered there. That was a nice play call. I like that.
3rd and 3, Crestview, the Lucas 11. Handoff, Reymer working it right side. Good job, foul his blocker. Holman Kitchens apply 1st down. He'll drag the pile down near the 5. Then he'll get shoved back by a host of Cubs. Grayson Jackson, among others, right in the middle of that defense. But Adison Reymer does a great job of doing what coaches tell you. Just follow the big guys up front. Eric, he seems to choose the right lane each time.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. He had several lanes there. That was kind of a choose-your-own-path there. And, you know, they're just getting huge chunks of real estate each time they run the football here. So I don't think they have to get too creative out here.
7th, Holman Kitchens apply 1st down. Hang on. We got a whistle momentarily. It is 1st and goal, Crestview. The ball is at the Lucas 5-yard line. 7-0 Crestview. 7:48 to play here in the opening quarter. Tyson Ringler has to check out of the game. It may have been, I think it's an equipment issue. I saw the official pointing at something. They'll bring somebody in for him, so here we go. Cubs defensively trying to keep the Cougars out of the end zone. They'll hand the football off. Adison Reymer working it left side. He'll put the shoulder down, get down near the 2 off the left side. So 2nd and goal coming up for Crestview from the 2-yard line. Good block right. I think it was Barker, Eric, the tight end, got a good block off the left side.
Yeah, and that's just old school ISO right there. You get the fullback down and through. You're ISOing on that formation had been the Mike linebacker, and you know, and I'll tell you what, Aaron, I mean, it works. It's like watching Wisconsin and Iowa right now. You know what I mean? You think of just good old-fashioned big boy football. They're unapologetic. They just want to force their will on you.
7:05 to play until halftime. 2nd and goal at the Lucas 2. Handoff, Reymer somehow gets away, and he'll get near the goal line. Somebody came up for the Cubs. He will not get in. He's down at about the 1-yard line. Somebody for the Cubs had him in a bear hug. He slipped out of it and got near the 1.
Yeah, it was number 30 there for the Cubs.
For Lucas, that was Daniel Hawkinsmith, who got his paws on him, but Reymer just slipped out of it and got near the 1.
That could have been a 3-4 yard loss instead. How about Reymer? Man, that was awesome. It was kind of like he got around his neck and he was able to contort his body, and, you know, he just fell off him, and then he went and actually picked up a yard.
Wiggled his way out of that. 3rd down goal, Crestview at the Lucas 1-yard line. 7-0 Lucas 2nd quarter. 7-0 Crestview 2nd quarter. Handoff, and the ball is loose, and Lucas has it. The ball was handed off. That comes out. It's on the carpet, and it's grabbed by Corbin Toms. Corbin Toms grabs the football. Not sure who poked it loose for Lucas, if the back was bobbling it or not. Let's see here. They went to the far tailback, and somebody for Lucas came in there and jarred it loose.
Yeah,
what
nice
a
job.
huge play for the Lucas Cubs.
And here's the thing that's going to frustrate you if you're a Crestview fan is I believe it came from the backside. So I think it was the backside A. So they're working to the right. Yep, right there. He slips through. It's number 53.
Yeah, terrific play that time. Dylan Page, the linebacker, pokes it loose from Michael Mays, who was running the football for Crestview. And Lucas has it on their own 4-yard line.
Yeah.
How about that defensive stand?
And what bothered, like I said, if you're from a Crestview perspective, what bothers you is that's just a scoop down. If you're that guard, you've got to get your head to hip on that center and scoop that guy out. And what he did is he split the center and the guard, and that's what happens. It wasn't play side, it was backside. And you're not expecting that as a tailback, so when you get hit and you get jolted, it just lodges the ball loose. Now, the other thing, too, is, if you're the running back there, get that ball high and tight. Get it right up against that breastplate, cover up those points, and you got to protect it down here because no matter what, you should walk away with at least 3. But, how about Lucas? See, I feel like every time we call Lucas, this is what happens. It's like you kind of think, man, they're getting close here. A 2-touchdown lead against Lucas, man, that's going to be tough. And then they just play opportunistic. And that's why you preach as a defensive coordinator, as long as they're not in the end zone, everything's fine.
Life is good, according to you, right?
That's right. Life is good as long as there's no points on the board.
All right, so timeout taken by Crestview, and we're out of the timeout now. 6:16 to play until halftime. 7-0 Crestview. Lucas, though, after the fumble at their own 4-yard line. Smullen back to pass, going to take a shot down the seam. Got a receiver, overthrew him by a couple of yards. Streaking down the middle was Zach Deal across the 40-yard line. It'll fall incomplete. And I'll tell you what, he maybe had a step there on the defensive back and just overthrew him by about a yard or 2.
Right, and that's and here's
that's
the
a
thing.
hard throw out of your end zone, right?
I believe that's your safety kind of playing that. So listen, if you're a safety, you're not taught trail position. You want to stay on top and play everything in front of you.
Lucas 2nd and 10 from their own 4. Smullen's going to roll to the right, going to throw as that ball nearly intercepted. Getting his paws on it was Caden Cunningham, but he couldn't bring it in. Caden Cunningham has been all over the field defensively. Yeah. Nearly had an interception for the Cougars. As Smullen was living dangerous right there, was rolling to the right. He stepped right in front of the defense, right in front of the wide receiver.
Well, and it looked like it was batted there actually at the line of scrimmage because that thing went from a spiral to a flutter like that. So I think someone got their hand on it that was chasing the quarterback. And that's what you talk to your linebackers and your D-line. Match the quarterback's hand. If you can't get there, match his hand. I know Larry Johnson at Ohio State always preaches that, best D-line coach in the country.
If you're Crestview, you had a turnover. And we're going to have a timeout, Lucas. We'll step aside. 6:03 to play until halftime. 7-0 Crestview. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Out of the timeout, the pass is going to be incomplete on 3rd down and long as Andrew Smullen, rolling to the right, throws the football. He was going for his wide receiver into the sideline. Good job by Crestview defensively. They were right there, and it will bring up now 4th down for the Lucas Cubs. Eric, they're going to have to punt it. How big for Crestview? Because you have a turnover, but your defense allowed nothing, and you're going to get it back in prime position.
And that's just it. And here's the thing. Lucas has lived, their defense has lived in this Crestview territory. And here's the thing, Aaron. If you're Lucas, okay, your identity is run first, run second, almost run third. Smollen's only completing 47% of his passes coming into this game. I don't know if your best option offensively is 3 straight passes, and I know you're buried deep, but, man, I'll tell you what, to me, I like the aggressive play calling, but you know, your identity is running the football. And for me, if I'm Crestview and I'm a Crestview defensive coordinator, if I'm Tim Scheid over there, I'm telling you, 3 straight passes is a win no matter what if I'm Crestview, because that's not who Lucas is.
Well, the punt by Color goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So Crestview's going to take over. Here they are quickly out to the line of scrimmage. 38-yard line of Lucas. Back to pass. Running around, it's the quarterback, Kuhn. He'll be taken down behind the 45-yard line, back near the 46-yard line. Looked as they took him down. I didn't know if they grabbed him high around the face mask.
I think he got him around the collar.
Okay.
Yeah, see right there. It's right underneath the
you
collar.
are correct.
Yep.
Good job on the sack by the Lucas Cubs. That is Daniel Hawkinsmith, the sophomore defensive tackle, who has made his name known here tonight.
He's had a great night. He really has. He's had a really nice night for Lucas. And, you know, Crestview coming back, and, you know, now you're seeing them play behind the sticks. And they've, you know, you'd hate to see them squander two possessions starting deep inside plus territory to come away with nothing here. Big second down here.
They lose 9 yards on that play. 2nd and 19 from the Lucas 46-yard line. Kuhn's going to roll to the right. Pressure is coming into the sideline. He throws it at the last moment. It's incomplete. He had Owen Barker coming into the sideline, and it will be incomplete, but at the absolute last moment he threw it.
Right. And listen, I know on that one, because you called the pass on first down. You know, so 2nd down and long, you're coming out with the sprint out as well. It's like both these teams have gone away from their strengths, and they're trying to go air raid here. You know what I mean? I feel like we're calling like a Shelby football game here or something, or like a Mansfield football game. I'm just surprised with I know they're trying to stay, you know, they're trying to make sure each defensive coordinator didn't get settled in play calling wise and trying to go against what the scouting report says, but man.
3rd and 19, under 5 to play until halftime. 7-0 Crestview. Handoff to Raymer left side. He'll get a few yards, but nowhere near the first down. As good job by the Lucas Cubs. And again, in on the stop, the bottom of the pile, Daniel Hawkinsmith, among others. Also in on the stop that time was Caudill, Raiden Caudill, the sophomore. So Lucas with a couple of sophomores playing well here in the first half. It will now be 4th down and 15 for the Crestview Cougars, who are in punting situation. 4:20 to go until halftime. 7-0 Crestview. And we talked about every possession would be so crucial, because you're not going to get a lot in this game. Crestview's going to punt it away. Barker will boot it kind of off the side of his foot. He tried to angle it toward the sideline. It'll hit it about the 27 and jump to the 30-yard line. One of the Cougars went sliding in to touch the football that time. That was Gavin Barker. So Lucas will have the ball at the 30-yard line as we continue tonight with high school football on WMAN, driven by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the low payment kings. BuckeyeSuperstore.com. 4:03 to go until halftime. 7-0 Crestview.
Right.
All right, here we go. So for Lucas, they haven't had a lot of success on offense tonight. You got to credit that Crestview defense.
Yeah, I think, what do they have, Aaron? Two, maybe 3 first downs.
3.
Lucas,
they have
3
3
first downs.
Yep.
And this is probably one of their better starting positions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're on the 30-yard line here. They were inside the 5 the last possession. So if I'm Lucas here, you might want to get back down to that ground game a little bit, because number one, you could shrink the half here a little bit, and number two, maybe you can get that. You can try to punch in a score, get this thing tied up going into half.
All right, here we go. We'll give you some scores from around the area coming in at halftime. The snap goes through the hands of Smollen. He goes back to field it at around the 17-yard line. I'm not sure if that snap was a little too high, a little too fast.
Yeah, and here's the thing. When you look at it, I really do believe
it was a little high.
It was a little it needed to be fielded. The problem was, I think the concern was the guy that was going in the jet motion. The quarterback's kind of got his eye on him. The ball's coming in with a little bit of sauce on it, and it just went through his hands. Because when it hits off the QB's hands, you got to make that play. That the one earlier on the rollout where it was at his legs, that's the center's fault. That one there, quarterback's got to handle it. But right now, Lucas has got to just reset, because their offense is kind of a mess right now.
13-yard loss. Low snap this time, going to be fielded by Smollen. He'll throw it right side. Got it to Fanello across the 25 and out near the 29-yard line. So that looked like disaster. Good job, though, by Smollen to be able to field the low snap, turns it, finds it to Andrew Fanello. He'll get his way out to the 29-yard line. It's still 3rd and long. They need about 11 yards to go for the first down, but way better than the 23 yards they needed a moment ago. So they get about a dozen back, 3rd and 11 from their own 29, under 3 to play, 7-0 Crestview here, second quarter.
That's Lucas's first positive play in like 6 or 7 snaps offensively in their last 6 or 7 snaps. So maybe it's good to taste a little bit of the success. And Crestview obviously has a tremendous, a lot of that's them.
3 wide receivers. They'll throw it to the near side, caught by Toms, but a tackle right away by the Crestview defense. And up to make that stop, that's the quarterback who also plays defense, Hayden Kuhn, the senior, up to make the stop just across the 30-yard line near the 31. Timeout taken by Crestview. We will keep it right here with 2:19 to play until we hit halftime. Teaming up with our friends at the OH Report tonight. They have a lot of great sponsors for tonight's broadcast. The Stove Depot, also Arcelor Mittal, Scout Construction, Clips and Cuts Lawn Care LLC, Sutton Bank, Simonson Construction in Ashland. Also the Ashland Worcester Drive-In. A lot of great sponsors bringing you high school football tonight here on the OH Report. Glad to team up with them. Hayden Gray pushing all the proper buttons in the booth.
Taking care of us, baby.
By the way, how about the monitor?
Yeah, Hayden brought a nice monitor
that is
for
nice.
us. We're getting these beautiful replays.
Do some fantastic work on another beautiful Friday night. And I mentioned it earlier. Mother Nature has been so kind on Fridays. I like when that theme continues, and hopefully it will next week, because we're going to be down WMAN. We're going to be down, and OH Report will be with us at Lucas next week. Our first chance to visit the treehouse.
That's the treehouse. We'll be up in the treehouse, man. It'll be shaking. Hey, Clear Fork up on Ontario, 14-0.
Okay, and I saw that Gallion was on top of Shelby, 13-7 early in that game. No score carry, Colonel Crawford, if you are curious. Lucas will punt the football away. Culler will kick it inside the 40. It'll be fielded by Crestview. The return across the 40-45. Adison Reymer will go down at about the 47-yard line. So Crestview leading 7-0, 2:10 to play until halftime. We'll have the football back. And right now, Erik, just a 1-score lead. Crestview got real close in that Lucas defense, able to punch that ball out. And if you're the Cougars, would you ever love right now, knowing you get the ball to start the third quarter, go put one in right now?
Oh, yeah, if you do. And in a game like this,
be huge.
Everything's almost double. So, like, once you get to 14 points, it almost feels like it's 21 or 28 points.
Crestview will hand it off to Adison Reymer. Left side will break it to the outside, into Lucas territory, inside the 45, hits the 40, and he'll go out of bounds. And around the 38-yard line, Adison Reymer that time rumbles. A nice big gainer right there. Give him 15 yards. Holman Kitchen Supply first down, the 8th here in the first half for the Crestview Cougars. And again, I don't mean to be repetitive. Love the speed and the vision of Adison Reymer.
Well, he runs with pace, and then when he hits that gear, he's got some great speed, acceleration. He's twitchy with the speed. And here's the thing, if you're Lucas, whoever your force player is over there has got to do a better job. You've got to keep things inside.
1st and 10, Crestview, the Lucas 38-yard line. Hand off to Reymer, following the blockers up the middle. Inside the 35, hits the 30. He'll be tackled at around the 27-yard line. That run right there goes for 11 yards. Another first down, number 9. Clock under 2 to play, and just what Crestview wants. Use some clock, get it down the field, punch it in the end zone. And right now the Cougars on the march, deep in Lucas territory at the Cub 27-yard line. 7-0 Crestview, 1:40 to go until halftime. Kuhn under center, wide receiver out to the right, handoff to the deep back. It's Reymer. He'll work his way down near the 25-yard line. Good job that time by the Lucas Cubs to go low, take the legs out. That was Ty Lenhart. I know they're really excited about him. Hasn't played football since middle school, but he's a terrific athlete, one of their top tacklers. He was second behind Logan Towns with 73 entering the game, playing a great year at linebacker.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's when I heard he hadn't been playing for a couple of years, I was surprised because his football acumen looks fantastic.
Handoff Crestview like a bowling ball. He'll spin his way inside the 25 down near the 23. It was Cleet Rogers, number 35, the junior, on the carry that time for the Crestview Cougars. Put him down at the 23.
Now, Crestview's got one timeout.
48 seconds to play until the half.
48 seconds are coming out. And this is where you know, you'd like to be able to play with a little bit of pace or what we call tempo. You know, so a lot of teams that are no huddle, this is where they thrive in these situations.
3rd and 6 yards to go. Kuhn back to pass. He'll fake it, roll to the right, throw a dart. Caught by Cunningham. No, they'll say he dropped it. Caden Cunningham had a hand on it. Aiden Culler, terrific defensive play. I think he got a pull in there for Lucas and knocked it away.
Yeah, basically you get separation because as soon as he caught the ball, his arms, and that's why you don't just lay your shoulder. We watch a lot of NFL and college. One of my biggest complaints is guys don't wrap. They want to go in and just lay the big hit. When you wrap your arms, when you bring your arms and your hips come with it, you can dislodge the ball, and that's a perfect example. That was great technique out there by that DB.
Well, here we go. We were told by Superintendent Jim Grubbs that Devin Holloway is a good kicker. He's going to attempt a 40-yard field goal from the 30-yard line. There's the snap. There's the kick. It is on the way, and that kick is good. 40 yards, and he had it by plenty. How about that? Devin Holloway, the senior, Erik, well, that is a weapon. He boots it through. They blink the lights here at Crestview. 10-0 Cougars. 31 seconds to play until halftime. I like that. It's like somebody's playing with the dial and the lights, huh?
Absolutely, man. I felt like I was at a techno disco inferno, man. I thought Hayden Gray was going to pop up here and start dancing and doing Mr. Roboto.
I thought Hayden hit the wrong button on the computer, and he was, he was blinking the lights here.
Yeah. You know what? You don't notice that when it's light out because they were doing it earlier. Now that it's actually dark, that's kind of a cool little feature.
That
here.
is. I like that.
Absolutely. No, that's a nice little touch right there. I thought we got fireworks, Hayden. I thought they said there's fireworks to get shot up here. I know that.
You know, next week you'll have them at Lucas.
Yeah, that Lucas does do them. Who was Lucas playing that someone else shot their own fireworks off? Clear Fork did. I heard about that. They brought their own fireworks.
Hey, now that's something when you can travel and do that.
Listen, bring a bottle rocket or a couple of those little, lady fingers and light those off, I guess.
It's up and good. That field goal, just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, State Route 39. It's a good idea to stop by and see them between Mansfield and Shelby. They'll give you top dollar for your scrap vehicle. Mill Iron Auto Parts, proud supporter of high school athletics. All right, Crestview will get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
It's a big field goal.
Yeah, it is.
Really big field goal.
10-0, 31 seconds to play until halftime. And how about having a weapon like Holloway? That's big.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's why I said, when you have a guy that can kick a field goal from 40 yards with the room to spare, invaluable.
All right, kickoff will be fielded by Lucas. Return man is Zach Deal across the 20-25. He'll be tackled at the 30-yard line with 25 seconds to play until halftime. When we hit the half, we will give you some of the scores from across the area. The high school football scoreboard at WMANFM.com, brought to you by North Central State College, NC State, where the quality's high, the tuition is low, and you don't have to leave home to go far. Monday morning, we'll be joined by Keith Stoner and also Kelly Gray from North Central State College. We'll talk about some big grants and different things they've recently got. Some great programs with nursing at the college. Tune in Monday morning, WMAN in the 8 o'clock hour. Lucas will start with the football here. Pass right side, caught by Fanello. As soon as he caught it, he got drilled by guess who? Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham cut him in half, so that's a great job there. What I like about that is, I'm sure the technique, you'd like to tell him to kind of be there a little earlier so maybe we can get a swipe at the ball. But, man, you got to love, as soon as that ball's caught, there's no yak. You know what I mean? There's no yards after catch. He's getting them down right now. Keep everything in front of you, too, especially now that, we're hitting, 17 seconds. You don't want anything behind you. Heck, if you've been watching the Cleveland Browns, that's always a big concern, right? That in a key situation where you can't let anybody behind you, someone seems to get behind you.
Yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago. It was not good.
And I'm impressed with Crestview for this reason. They've matched the physicality, which people who follow Crestview know. Crestview is a very physical football team. But Lucas is kind of been the area's physical barometer, if that makes sense. And Crestview has matched that. And then I do think Crestview, I love Reymer at tailback. I just think he has that extra gear.
Lucas took a timeout. Here we go. Out of the timeout. Quick pass. They'll get it to the tight end. He's got it across midfield into Crestview territory inside the 40. He'll be knocked out of bounds at around the 38-yard line. That was Ty Lenhart, who we talked about. Playing football first time since middle school, and boy, does he look good on a football field. First down brought to you by Home and Kitchen Supply, out of bounds. And where we're going to put him at about...
They're about the 37.
They're going to put him at the 37, so we got a yard further than I thought. It was the far side of the field. Lucas will burn a timeout.
Yeah, that's their last one with 9 seconds.
9 seconds to play.
Yep.
10-0 Crestview.
Nice play call.
If you follow Lucas Cub football closely, you do know Aiden Culler has a big leg.
Yes.
He booted about a 50-yarder last year in the playoffs. I know he had an injury last year, and I don't think he played much basketball, but I know glad to have him back out there. But because he can be another weapon. Now, if you're Coach Spitler, are you drawing something here just to get it to the sideline, make a catch, get out of bounds, just get a few more yards to give him a reasonable chance?
Yeah, I don't know if you're trying to look for a touchdown here, but you're trying to look for a score. You feel like if you can get to the 30-yard line. So, if I'm Crestview here, I want to almost play outside shade on those wide receivers to try to keep them in bounds.
1st and 10 at the Crestview 37-yard line. Back to pass Mullen. 9 seconds to play. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw it down the right sideline. Got a receiver. Did he catch it? No. Ball was underthrown for Andrew Fanello with 2 seconds to play until halftime. As that ball just kind of hung up there, and Fanello nearly came down with it, but it was underthrown. It's incomplete. And decision time here. Is it too far to attempt a field goal, and they'll just give it a heave toward the end zone?
I think so. I think that's what you're looking at here. And here's the thing, if you're Smolin there, have a plan before the play starts. It looked like when the ball was snapped, it was like he didn't know where he wanted to go with the ball. You either have a receiver or even have a DB that you kind of like the matchup with and attack that. Be confident with where you're going with the ball.
2 seconds to play until halftime. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Smolin back to pass, and he will be sacked back near midfield. Guess who? Hello and good night. Owen Barker sacks him back at the 49-yard line, and Crestview puts an exclamation point on the first half.
Yeah, and Andrew Smolin there getting chased around from his perspective, left to right there, and trying to get rid of the ball just wasn't going to happen. And man, Crestview, let's just call it what it is. Crestview dominated the first half. I mean, they even had an opportunity for a touchdown, and, ball was jarred loose, had the fumble there. But other than that, Crestview's played a really nice first half.
All right, just about 8 o'clock, 2 minutes shy. You're listening to WMAN Mansfield, WMAN FM Fredericktown. We'll take a break. High school football driven by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. At the half, it's Crestview 10 and Lucas nothing. We'll hear from the Ohio News Network on WMAN. I know the OH Report will have the bands on the field coming up here at the half. Again, we'll step aside at halftime as we're going to hear from Doug Hugh from the OHSAA coming up next on WMAN. Halftime at Crestview, Cougars 10, Lucas Cubs nothing. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively, right here on the OH Report.
Please give a round of applause for the 2022 Lucas Cup Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Hannah Wolf, Devin Renninger, and drumline instructed by Nick Serrano, we proudly present to you the 2022 Marching Cougar Pride. Tonight we present to you for your halftime entertainment our 2000s Pop Show, featuring hits from Lady Gaga, Fun, Pitbull, and Fall Out Boy. Pride opens their show with a song from Lady Gaga's album The Fame Monster, released in 2009. This song topped the charts in more than 20 countries and sold 12 million copies worldwide, becoming one of the best-selling singles of all time. Feel free to sing along as the band performs Lady Gaga's hit, Bad Romance. Single by Fun. This song became Fun's second single to enter the Billboard charts top 10, as well as their second song to be certified platinum in the U.S. after the previous single, We Are Young. Here's the MCP's performance of Some Night. From Pitbull's sixth studio album, Planet Pit, which was released in 2011. It was the seventh best-selling digital single of 2011 with worldwide sales of 8.2 million copies, making it another best-selling single. Sit back and enjoy our Color Guards feature with the band's performance of Give Me Everything. Fall Out Boy in 2013. This song was a comeback success for the band, reaching the 2 million digital downloads mark in July 2013, being the 4th song by Fall Out Boy to do so, and was certified 3 times platinum by the end of the year. Give it up for the Marching Cougar Pride as they play Light 'Em Up.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
big time. And they made Lucas do something that Lucas is not accustomed to, which is throw the ball. When I saw Lucas make 3 straight throws, I was like, Crestview is winning the war of attrition. They're winning the psychological and play calling warfare because, trust me, I'm telling you, Lucas does not want to throw the ball 3 straight times. That is not who they are. This is not an air raid offense. And like I said, Smolin coming into this game, 47% completion. So, you know, one of my keys was Smolin's accuracy, and right now that's playing into the favor of Crestview. But we do know this: it's a 2-half game. And Lucas is, I will never, like, Lucas is almost like when someone says, I think Alabama's going to take a step back. Right now everybody's giving Georgia all the love, right? I mean, Alabama, I don't know about Alabama. I think it's Georgia and everybody else. Well, it's amazing how Alabama's always there at the end of the year. That's how I feel about Lucas. Look, you know, Crestview's been in control of the game. They've done what they've wanted. It could even be worse. But I do know this. Lucas has a tendency to continue to fight, to continue to compete, and then they get those 50-50 plays that just seem to go, you know, their way, and it's just, you know, we'll see what happens in the second half. I just know with the second half being the way that it is, you know, I just know Lucas is going to be there at, you know, to the end. Now, having said that, Aaron, if Crestview marches right down here and scores in the first drive, that's going to be a really tough ask for the Cubs. So, huge first 4 to 5 minutes here in the third quarter.
Moments away from the start of the third quarter. We'll remind you throughout the course of the high school sports season, we select the iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week. It is made possible by the Neal-Katy Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk. You can get a free quote at nealkatyinsurance.com. And our most recent Athlete of the Week, you can check them all out at our website, WMANFM.com. We had a young lady from Ashland High School won her 100th career tennis match, Audra McBride.
That is incredible.
How about that?
Think about that. 100 tennis
career.
matches, right.
Yeah.
You know, tennis is a great sport.
Absolutely.
It really is. And you know what? You've got to be a tremendous athlete. You've got to be twitchy because you got to get from side to side.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how people don't roll their ankles.
I mean, you have to cover ground, a lot of ground.
Yes.
And you got to stop on a dime.
100 matches.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
How about that?
That is incredible. Hey, congratulations.
Audra McBride of Ashland High School.
That's
Plan
fantastic.
being made up. Last week was Adison Reymer, who had 4 touchdowns and 10, 12 tackles in the same game. So he's had a great year. And we, by the way, I know our next Athlete of the Week already, if you haven't heard. St. Peter's goalie had 59 saves in one game. It broke a state record. 59 saves in soccer in one game.
To even be in a position.
Angelo Gasper's his name.
To even be in a position where you have to, it tells me that you are playing a lot of defense.
Yeah.
You're playing a lot of defensive
You're
soccer.
getting peppered, right?
Yes, you are getting peppered. I mean, that's like Happy Gilmore trying out for the hockey team right there, man.
He broke a state record.
That is crazy. 59. Yeah. I mean, there are people that go through 3 games and may not have 59 shots on goal. That is crazy.
Angelo Gasper, who
All right, Angelo.
I have a crystal ball. He is the next iHeartRadio.
What was the score of that game? Do you know?
I don't know.
Because I'm telling you right now, 59 stuck. I mean, you think like at least a few of those stuck by. Man.
All right, we are getting ready for third quarter action. We're talking a little soccer. We're talking a little tennis. Hayden Gray's smiling at us, so that's good news.
Now, here's my question. I wonder if Hayden Gray, could you make a 40-yard field goal, do you think? He says no way. He didn't even think about it. He's like, no, absolutely not.
How about we cut it in half? Yeah, maybe?
20.
Yeah,
you can make 20.
Yeah,
you make 20.
Yeah.
You can make 20.
His confidence level went up that much when you.
I have an appreciation for kickers are the most loved and oftentimes the most hated people because, like, take Cleveland, right? The guy hits a game-winning field goal. People are going nuts. What was it, 56, 57-yard field goal?
58, I think.
58.
Yeah. Now he's missed
Carolina.
2 extra points.
Missed a couple extra points. And it's like people are going, I think we wasted a draft pick. I'm like, all right, we got to slow our roll. He is a rookie. And I'm telling you, I like what the NFL did with that extra point because it's now you don't get up and go to the bathroom for an extra point. You better stay and watch.
It's not a gimme.
No, it's not. And see, I like that.
Yeah.
I actually wish college would kick it back just even another 10 yards.
That's a rule change that makes it more competitive, more challenging, however you want to look at it.
And like you said, like we said, I mean, the 2-point now becomes more of a valuable option.
Yeah.
And you're not guaranteed to just get a point. You have to. I mean, you've got to be really, really consistent. And there's even a chance it can get blocked. So I like it. I just think, when you're kicking a 20-yard extra point.
By the way, I saw this stat on Twitter today. The Cleveland Browns are in first place. The Cleveland Guardians, the baseball team in Cleveland, in first place. The last time it happened, like on the same day, was September of 1995.
But Aaron,
How about that?
Aaron, I'd have been a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm 42 years old, so if that tells you anything.
You had more hair like me back then? Yeah. All right, here we go. Starting the third
Wow,
quarter.
little onside.
Yeah, a little onside kick. Good job by Crestview as they kicked it to the right side. Took a nice hop up in the air, and guess who came down with that football? That was our buddy Caden Cunningham, who's been all over the field for the Crestview Cougars.
Yes,
offense,
has.
defense, the 6'1", 175-pound senior Caden Cunningham just has had his hands in everything.
Right.
Offense, defense, and now special teams.
Crestview has been a step ahead of Lucas tonight almost on every move with things like that. You know what I mean? Even the double handoffs, the thing like that. Lucas just hasn't looked as crisp tonight.
And they'll hand the football off Will Crestview. They give it to Reymer at the 48-yard line. He'll just bull his way into Cub territory down near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on first down as he cut it back up the middle. Lucas able to get a hold of him, but he took a couple of guys for a ride. Logan Tom's one of them down to the 45-yard line. So second down, 3 yards to go. 30 seconds gone here into the third quarter. 10-0 Crestview. And Erik, if Crestview goes down and goes up 17-0, boy, does that look like a mountain to climb.
Well, what it does is you now get to the point where oh man,
Looked like they jumped. Yeah. Handoff. Reymer tries to cut it back. He will, I believe, have the Holman Kitchen Supply first down. He'll have it down inside the 42 of the Lucas Cubs. As he was going right,
first down.
Saw it, cut it back to the left, and it is a first down for Crestview, who have been impressive on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely, and that's why, listen, hey, it's just a coaching decision on whether you want to start the second half out. If you get that onside kick, you look brilliant. If you don't, people question it. I just feel like this first half, this first drive is so important. I don't know if I'd have spotted him with that good of territory.
Here we go. Handoff. We'll go to Reymer. Good cutback with the football. Inside the 40, inside the 35. Tackle to the turf at the 33-yard line. So that's good for another 9 yards for Adison Reymer.
All that is just power. You're just bringing that backside guard around. The fullback H is kicking out. Down black, wrap your guard through. Crestview's just winning at the point of attack. They are out-physicaling that young, inexperienced, up to this point, Lucas offensive line.
Linebacker Dylan Page on the stop. Handoff. Reymer. Fanello's got him left side. We'll throw him for a TFL. Back outside the 35-yard line. Put him at the 37. Fanello, terrific lead. He was right there. Wouldn't let him turn the corner. Got his hands on him. Got some help and throws him back for a loss.
Yeah, they needed that TFL bad. Almost like water in a desert. They needed that play. So nice play by Fanello right there. And they changed it up there. They almost ran the old counter coming back there. So that wasn't power as much as it was counter coming back. So, I think I think Crestview doesn't have to get real tricky here. They've had tremendous success just running this counter power play.
They're down 6 yards to go. They'll give it to Cunningham. He turns the corner right there to get him. Was Corbin Toms inside the 35 at the 34. As they ran it to the near side, it'll bring up fourth down in a couple. They need to get down to the 32. They're at the 34. 9:28 to play here in the third quarter. Crestview 10, Lucas nothing. And for Crestview, this would be a big fourth down conversion. If you're Lucas, would it ever be a monster stop, especially if you could stop them and go down and score?
Listen, the bottom line is if you're Lucas, this drive can't end in points. It can't. If it does, I think it's going to be more than a tough ask. So I think it's essential they get off the field.
Fourth and close to 2 at the Lucas 34-yard line. Handoff. Reymer. Scott, there's a hole down the sideline. First down inside the 30, 25, 20. Knocked out of bounds near the 15. Adison Reymer found it off the right side, and Crestview, anytime they've needed yardage, they've given it to number 4, and he has delivered.
Yeah, and there it is. That's that counter coming back, and what do you get? You get the down block, kick out, wrap through, and really they've had more guys at the point of attack, so Lucas has not defensed that play well. Fanello's doing a good job of keeping his inside arm or his outside arm free and making it work inside. Their second level's not getting to the ball.
1st and 10 at the Lucas 15-yard line. Handoff, Reymer went left, then cut it back into the inside the 10 and down near the 6-yard line. Adison Reymer, 8:26 to play here in the third. 10-0 Crestview Cougars with another 9-yard run on first down. They have lived on this drive in 2nd and short outside of that 4th down conversion. And Adison Reymer is just chunking up yardage left and right. He has one touchdown here on the evening, but he has looked really good at running the football.
Hey, I got to give a shout-out to my man Cleet Rogers there, 5'10", 180 pounds. Listen, he's the fullback in this offense, and that is the most important guy. Boom, look at that kick out right there.
Hand off to Reymer, and Reymer will be upended. Flying in as the linebacker, Ty Lenhart, the senior, took his legs out at the 5-yard line. 1-yard gain, terrific play by the Cubs linebacker.
Yeah, and that was a great fill right there, beating the block. So what happened was Crestview's offensive guard there, their left guard, was unable to get up to the second level, so he shot that window. We used to coach that as just open and close. If it's open, shoot it. If it's closed, play over top.
7:37 to go, third quarter, 10-0 Crestview. First down, as we mentioned, goal to go at the 5-yard line of Lucas. Handoff, Reymer working his way up the middle, touchdown. Adison Reymer's second score of the night. He goes in from 5 yards out. The horns and the confetti go. The lights may blink. There they go.
There they go.
And right now, Crestview in total control, 16-0 over Lucas.
Man, I'll tell you what, when those lights go out, that's scary for the opponent because you realize that's 6 going up, right? Yeah. So, you know, that's happened 3 times here to Lucas. And Crestview right now, that was a statement drive.
Yeah.
So think about it. Crestview opened the game with a touchdown drive, and then here we go. What we do? We just opened the third quarter with it. Crestview owning the game right now, man.
Point after, up and good, just like Mill Iron Auto Parts for Devin Holloway. We'll take a break. 7:30 to go, third quarter. Crestview 17, Lucas nothing. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Welcome back to Scott Bailey Memorial Field here at Crestview High School. As we begin the second half of the season, the Crestview Cougars, we still have 7:30 to go, third quarter. They have made a statement, 17-0. They lead Lucas after the second rushing touchdown of the night for senior running back Adison Reymer. Kickoff will be fielded by Lucas, the return man, across the 20, and he will be tackled out near, actually across the 25, out near the 27-yard line, and losing his shoe and having to put it back on is Corbin
Ran right
Toms.
out of that thing there, Aaron. You know, and here it is. I mean, this is a must-score drive, in my opinion, for Lucas because
doesn't have to be super quick, but they need
right,
to score. But it also
right.
does need to be somewhat quick,
I mean,
right?
I mean, it's got to be, you know, it's got to be quick for Lucas.
Yeah.
Because the possessions are fleeting. You know what I mean?
You can't not do what you do, but again, you need to score quickly. Direct snap will be taken by the quarterback. He'll run it up the middle, get a few close to 3. Line of scrimmage was the 27, so out to the 30, maybe 31. Yeah, just across the 30. So a few yards on that carry for the Lucas Cubs. And we'll see them head back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 7. Ball, we'll call it 31 of Crestview. Under 7 to go here in the third. 17-0 Crestview. If you were just joining us, Lucas, other than that one drive at the end of the first half. Has not had any success. They'll have none here. Handed to Fanello. It is blown up. Hello, and again, good night as they fly in. It's Owen Barker again. He has been tremendous on defense.
Crestview's just having a field day right now. They're playing so much faster and with more confidence than Lucas. Really, since the first drive, Lucas has actually just been stymied. I mean, like Crestview's getting to the point now where we're actually moving into negative, yardage. I mean, they're having a hard time even getting positive yards. So you got to credit the defensive game plan by Tim Scheid and that defensive staff.
Tim Scheid has been a very good defensive coordinator. He coached one Cade Stover when he was at Lexington. Yeah. Lucas on 3rd and long. Smollen's going to drop back to pass, going to roll, going to throw it across the formation. And he had a receiver coming who wanted a penalty, will not get it. Coming to the near side was Corbin Thomas. He had a defensive back all over him, and I don't think there was a lot. I mean, there was contact, but I don't think it was anything penalty worthy. And
no, it was
it'll be incomplete.
Good no call. Yeah, that's a good no call. It wasn't even a bad throw. It was just really good defense.
Yeah, blanket coverage.
Right. So now you're looking at a 3rd and long, so an obvious passing situation here. Yet. You know what, and that's a great call. I knew they were going to call it. When he booted out, I thought the tackle almost, like you could tell.
There's a hold.
Yeah, you could tell that the left tackle grabbed all over. Yeah, right there.
Grabbed all over Owen Barker so he couldn't sack the quarterback.
Right.
They will decline that and bring up 4th down. So it's 4th and 11. Lucas will have to punt the football, and the Cubs, again, outside of that one pass to Ty Lenhart late in the first half, they have not had a lot of success running or throwing. Here tonight, credit that really good Crestview defense who allows just 9 points a game. Culler's going to boot it away on 4th down. It'll hit in Crestview territory at the 49, take a hop on the turf and roll just inside the 45-yard line of the Cougars. It'll be touched up right there by the Lucas Cubs, and so Crestview will take over. Getting down there on special teams was Russell Kahn, the junior for the Lucas Cubs. Well, we will remind you we're broadcasting from the Wendy's broadcast booth where they have the outstanding French toast sticks at Wendy's. We also talk about the great fries, a little bit of sea salt, and
that sea salt.
Next week there is something new we're going to talk about from Wendy's.
What's that?
It's something to do with you have to wait, but it has to do with the cheeseburger. I'll give you that, okay? Something special is coming to Wendy's. So
I'm all about cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Tune in for that next week as Crestview will go to snap the football and legal formation. Yeah, somebody moved.
Yeah, they moved.
Yep.
The fullback kind of fell in.
I was talking Wendy's instead of watching the fullback, so I'm glad Hayden Gray's all over it here.
Yeah, I'm paying attention, but you do have me drooling a little bit.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Aaron, here's the thing. Once again, I had a bowl of Apple Jacks tonight.
Okay,
it's a good cereal, man. You like Apple Jacks or no? Okay, Hayden likes Apple Jacks.
I haven't had Apple Jacks in many years. I'll say it's been
there
a good decade. Handoff. And as the penalty marker comes out into Crestview territory, actually into Lucas territory, it's the back. It's Adison Reymer inside the 30. He'll be tackled near the 25-yard line, but Erik mentioned a penalty marker is out.
Yeah, I mean, he threw it right away, but I'll tell you what, man, that was executed really well.
He's pointing a hold on Crestview. Yeah. Thank you.
So that's going to put him at like 1st and 25 here, Aaron.
Yeah, so it'll back up the Crestview Cougars. 5:42 to play here, third quarter. 17-0 is the lead for Crestview over Lucas after the game. Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle, whose effort changes tonight's game for his team. Right now, if I vote, Adison Reymer's looking real good to be wearing that one in the postgame. If all holds true, he has been great.
He's been fantastic. And you know what? Most of the time with holding, it's either just a lack of moving your feet and technique and getting in the right position, or you're tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like
when you're tired, you reach, right?
That's right, exactly. Yeah. It's like, that's where you get a lot of those.
All right, so handoff will be to the fullback as it was 1st and 25 on that carry. As you called this name, Erik, a little bit earlier when he was blocking, Cleet Rogers, the 5'10", 180 junior on the carry there. He'll get it across the line of scrimmage. They'll get a short gain. It's going to be a long way to go, as you mentioned, though. 2nd down and about 22 yards to go. The football right now is at the 33-yard line of Crestview, but they have a 17-0 lead. They'd love to use clock in this ball game here tonight. Handoff, right side, Adison Reymer across the 40. He'll be tackled out near the 42-yard line. as Adison Reymer on the carry again. Lucas in on that stop defensively. Good job coming up to able to bring him down, but not after Logan Tom's able to bring him down, but not after Adison Reymer rumbled again across the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a nice play call because it gets you back. It's not even about third and manageable, but it just gets you back closer to the plus side of the chains, and it keeps the clock moving as well. With having a 3-possession lead right now, if you're Crestview, you just don't make a mistake right now. You know what I mean? You don't want to fumble. You don't want an interception. Just keep the clock moving and let your defense dominate.
3rd and 13. Blitz is on from Lucas, and the quarterback, Coons, is going to turn to the right and throw it because he had 2 guys bearing down in his face. It'll be incomplete into the sideline as Lucas had 2 guys coming untouched. Grayson Jackson off the left side, and they had another guy coming up the middle that time, and that was Dylan Page, the linebacker, who's played very, very well. Kundis had to get rid of it or he was going to get drilled.
Well, and I know there was a receiver in the general area, but I thought Lucas might go a little bit more crazy for the intentional grounding there. I know he was trying to kind of save himself. There was a receiver within 10 yards on the backside crossing over there, but it was close.
I think 10 yards might have been a little generous, but yeah there was nobody super close, but somebody was in the general area. It'll be a punt now for Crestview. Going to be fielded and tackled right away. Logan Toms fields the punt, but Crestview got down there in a hurry defensively, on special teams, and they make the tackle. They had 3 guys converge. The first guy down the field was Caden Moore, the junior, in on the tackle for the Crestview Cougars.
And here's the thing. I actually like it. I wish you'd have done it a bounce or 2 earlier. The reason I like it is because that would have been inside the 10, Aaron. And you know, they've already been they've had Lucas has spent most of the game in really bad territory, like deep in their own territory.
I believe just one time they've been in Crestview territory.
Yeah,
I
like
believe
the whole night.
if I have that accurate, only one time. Here we go.
Right.
Lucas down 17-0. They'll pitch it right side. Corbin Toms, one of the biggest runs of the night, across the 20, 25, 30, breaks a tackle, 35 out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Logan Toms that time rumbles for 25 yards, by far one of the biggest plays of the night for the Lucas Cubs, and their 5th home and kitchen supply first down, and boy, was that needed.
Yeah, and I think it was their biggest play of the night.
I believe so.
What is that, Aaron? Their 4th first down?
5th.
4th or 5th?
That becomes their 5th, yep.
Right.
40-yard line of Crestview for Lucas. 3:44 to go as they pack it in at the line of scrimmage. They'll pitch it right side. Here he comes. Logan Toms with the pitch that time. He'll get about 40 yards off the right side out near the 44. So Lucas finding a little room in the last couple of plays off that right side.
I thought they went away from this look. This is their base look. I thought they went away from this a little too quick, in my opinion, because you're seeing they're having success with it. You'll take, when you're not down 17-0, you'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a play. That's Lucas football.
Here we go, 3:10 to go, 2nd and 7 after the handoff on first down. They'll get it this time to Fanello right up the middle into Crestview territory. He'll be tackled inside midfield down near the 46-yard line of Crestview. Fanello got it that time, another first down, number 6. And Lucas right there, kind of that play where they run it right up the middle. He kind of just got lost between a sea of people.
Well, it's that little half pitch, and then what it does is it allows Smolin to get in there as well. The quarterback becomes a lead blocker, and, they execute that really well. And then if you over-pursue, they just basically hit that backside A on the cutback.
1st and 10 at the Crestview 46-yard line. The pitch, the back will wait for the blockers to get there. There's not a lot of room to run. He'll be tackled after a short gain. It's Andrew Fanello.
Still picked up 2 yards there, though.
Yeah, on that carry for the Lucas Cubs. Bryce Perkins, among others, on the stop for the Crestview Cougars. Give him 2 down to the 44-yard line. Actually give him 3, as you mentioned. Give him closer to 3. So 2nd and 7 with 2:14 to go here in the 3rd. 17-0 Crestview. Lucas, one of their better drives of the night. They'll pitch it to Corbin Toms, and there is just nowhere to go as Crestview just stands up and they shove him back late. Penalty marker, I think, may have came out.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Maybe, Hayden we might have the luxury for our viewing audience to see it. I don't know if he got pushed or what, but he definitely kind of flew out of the pile there.
Yeah,
so.
And it was after the whistle was
way
blown.
After,
yeah,
but I couldn't tell if he almost tripped or if he was actually pushed out of it. But that's a free 15, and if you're Lucas, you'll take that, baby.
And what happens a lot, it's what the official sees at the end. There may have been something else that went on that they didn't see, and sometimes, they catch somebody who did something last, and it looks like it'll be a penalty on Crestview, and it'll move Lucas, their deepest drive of the night, first and 10 at the 27-yard line of Crestview. 1:50 to go, third quarter, 17-0 Crestview. Pitch the football. It'll go this time up the middle. Lucas will get inside the 25, down near the 23-yard line. I believe that was Logan Toms when he disappeared. No, it was Fanello, excuse me.
Fanello,
Andrew Fanello on the carry that time. Put him down at the 23. So give him, Erik, 4, almost 5 on that carry.
Well, and here's the thing. Like I said, this is exactly what you want. If you're Lucas, you need to score sooner than later because you may only have 2 other possessions left.
Second down, 6 yards to go. Again at the Crestview 23-yard line. Late stages here in the third. Handoff looked like a double handoff, and as they give it to the back, nowhere to go. Barker and others grab Logan Toms, and I don't even know if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't know if he did either. That's that inside handoff there, the double handoff as they call it.
Owen Barker got his. How many times has Owen Barker made a big play defensively tonight?
He's had a great game, and here's what he's doing. He's smart. Listen, the guards take you to, don't follow the backs, follow the guards. The guards take you to the football every time.
3rd and 7 from the Crestview 24. Under a minute to play here in quarter number 3.
He's got
down the sideline, running the football. It's Logan Toms, and he is in. Down the sideline, Logan Toms cut it into the end zone, 24 yards out, and Lucas has scored. The first touchdown for the Cubs tonight comes with 39 seconds to play here in the third, and Logan Toms got loose a lot on that drive.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch and follow there. Once again, get that quarterback to the play. Oh, what do we have?
We have a penalty.
Yeah, I think maybe we have a penalty. So maybe we're
I was going to say we did not. I
didn't see it.
I did not see it either. I
see
think
that,
there
Hayden?
might be one laying at the 31, I believe.
Hayden didn't see it either, so there are 3 eyes up here. But anyways, they got through the flag there, so I think we're going to kick that thing back.
Yes.
Like
there it is.
Yards.
Yeah, penalty marker at the 31. We did not see that. And I'll tell you what, everybody was celebrating in the end zone, and then oh, boy, that is a big penalty because it wipes out a score and then backs the Cubs up to the 39-yard line of Crestview. And, again, just 39 seconds to play, so big penalty right there. Lucas going to have it 3rd and long, 22 yards to go. Back to pass Smolin. Pressure in his face. He'll throw it to a receiver. He'll catch it, get shoved into the sideline. He didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nope, lost yardage.
It'll be 4th down and long coming up. Is out there to the right was Grayson Jackson. He caught it. And as he caught it, he'll get thrown out of bounds at around the 43. That was Caden Cunningham defensively that was there. And Crestview has just really been everywhere Lucas has went here tonight in this game. When they've had the ball on offense, and the Cougars defense, they get help with that penalty, Erik, right?
No, the penalty killed him. And like I said, Lucas is not the team that can play from behind, that far behind the chains. And Caden Cunningham, that's a well-disciplined play. That's a great play by him on that backside screen there.
The officials are gathering to talk for a moment. We do not know what about, but we will remind you you're listening to high school football on WMAN, driven all season long. The game of the week by the Buckeye Superstore, State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings. BuckeyeSuperstore.com. We'll also hand out some pizza in the postgame. Who made a heck of a play. The Heck Law Offices and Giannino's teaming up to hand out some free pizza. Jeff Heck, Jeff Stifler, they're from here, they live here, they're here to help at HeckLawOffices.com. So here we go, Lucas on 4th and what Erik Will would say forever. 26 yards to go. They're going to fake it. Aiden Culler's going to throw it, going to be intercepted. I know it was 4th down, Erik, and it wouldn't have mattered because it would have been a turnover on downs, but the quarterback on offense, the quarterback in the secondary on defense, Hayden Kuhn, intercepts that ball.
Yeah, and that was one of those things that, Crestview's playing a punt safe, I can guarantee it. They're not running down, so even if Kuhn would have batted that down, which is almost what you wanted because you lost field position by intercepting it. But, obviously instinctive play there. He's going to go up and grab it. But like I said this, I think to start the second half, it feels like Crestview's been about just a half step ahead all night of Lucas, and it's just showing on the scoreboard, and it's showing with each individual play, man.
18 seconds to go here in the third, 17-0 Crestview. They will take over. They'll hand the football off from their own 32-yard line as the running back will work it to the near side. Adison Reymer will be upended, and that should be the last play of the quarter, and it is. After 3 quarters, Crestview 17, Lucas nothing. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Welcome back to Crestview High School, where we have just completed 3 quarters of play in the game of the week. WMAN and the OH Report teaming up to bring you high school football tonight. Crestview 17 and Lucas nothing. We'll run down some of the scores around the area here in the 4th quarter as we begin with Crestview with the football. On 2nd down and 8, they'll hand it off to the running back. He'll work his way forward. Braden Spitler defensively right there to get his nose in there and tackle Adison Reymer at the 35-yard line. You know what I love? We're in the booth. We're calling the game. I look down on the sideline. Superintendent Jim Grubbs is right on the sideline, intently watching this game at about the 15-yard line. Does that dude love football?
Yeah. That's how
love
it is,
huh?
man.
Yeah.
You know, and
we have an
injured
player on the
Cougar
field.
down the field there. Yeah. You know, and Aaron, here's the thing. You know, I know you're going to probably look at some of these scores around the area.
Yes.
But you know, this is money time football, right? I mean, if you want to make a run in the playoffs, if you want to win league titles, these games are all really, really important across the area. So, you know, tonight is a huge step for teams solidifying, you know, playoff positioning and points, and then making stakes for league titles. And you know, there's always a surprise or two out there.
Well, as you talked about an injured Cougar on the field, we'll remind you our injury report all season long brought to you by University Hospital Samaritan Medical Center in Ashland. Choose University Hospital's 25 primary care providers for urgent care locations right here in the community. Visit uhhospitals.org for more information. Good news, one of the linemen able to jog off the field under his own power. How about some quick scores from around the area? We have a game everybody's been talking about, and it's 7-3 Cary on top of Colonel Crawford.
Cary, baby, just took the lead.
In the 4th quarter. Fourth quarter, 7-3 Cary. West Holmes 48, Worcester nothing in the 4th quarter.
Man, that West Holmes team is nasty.
Yikes.
If you're in Division 4 and you're in that region, I'm telling you, if you're not Glenville, you better be shaking in your boots, man.
Yikes. Handoff, Crestview to the near side. Adison Reymer across the 40 out of bounds at about the 42. You can find all these scores at our website, WMANFM.com, the North Central State College High School Football Scoreboard. How about this one? 11.5 to go in our game, 17-0 Crestview. Galleon on top of Shelby, 3rd quarter, 27-14. Galleon there. Also, Clear Fork 34, Ontario 14. That game in the 3rd quarter. Mansfield Senior up 27-0. That was a halftime score over Lexington. Ashland 35, Madison 7, and Scott Valentine's return to football against his former team in the Ashland Arrows. As we're back to action here, and a handoff to Adison Reymer. He'll get a short gain for a couple of yards out near the 43. But, Eric, I'll tell you what, you talked about it earlier. Next week is week 7. The computer points have been out for a couple weeks. You're really starting to eye things. I know conference title, that's the most important thing for schools, but you're starting to see who's going to make that playoff run. All those things are starting to come into a little more focus.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially if you want that league title, because there's, you know, most teams are still in it. After tonight, there's going to be some teams that will drop out, but and obviously tonight's not even a conference game, but two small schools battling it out here.
Hand off to Adison Reymer and the Cubs. They're in numbers to take him down. The first guy through was linebacker Logan Toms, the junior. He'll take him down for virtually no gain, maybe about a half yard. He got it from the 43 to just shy of the 44, not quite a full yard. Good job by linebacker Logan Toms. Third down and long, about 8 yards to go for Crestview to go. Fourth quarter, under 10.5 to go. It is Crestview 17 and Lucas nothing, as we thank you for joining us tonight. Beautiful night for high school football. We actually had to break out pants and jackets tonight, but still, beautiful night for football. Great crowd, by the way, here at Crestview tonight. Hand off to the near side. It's Reymer. He'll get across the 45 and get drilled, flying up to make that tackle. And we've called this name a lot tonight for Lucas. Dylan Page, the senior linebacker, on the stop.
Yeah.
And across the 45 near the 47.
And here's the thing. Two things for Crestview right now. Number one, don't turn the ball over, right? Your defense is playing lights out. Keep putting them in position to be successful. Number two, if you're Crestview, you're getting to the point in the next series or so, you're going to want to start bringing some replacements in, some of your down-the-line guys. Two reasons. One, for experience. Number two, injury. You do not want to suffer an injury at this stage of the game moving forward, especially as with the heights that Crestview can reach this year. 4th and 5. They're going to punt it away, and Owen Barker gets into that one. Boots it inside the 15. It's dropped there momentarily by Lucas. They blow it dead. Did he call for a... Yeah, he called for a fair catch.
Okay, he did call for a fair catch.
Yeah, so he muffed it, so it's dead right there as soon as he picks it up.
All right, so Lucas will have a long way to go here with 9:21 to go in the fourth quarter. 17-0 the lead for the Crestview Cougars. We reminded you throughout the course of the evening, we're coming to you from the Wendy's broadcast booth. We've talked about the great French toast sticks, French fries, and again, next week we'll talk about something great. But a Frosty's good any time of the year, by the way.
I love Frosties.
Really, and
I do
the
too.
strawberry one that's out, great.
Right.
We'll talk more about Wendy's over the course of the year, but cheeseburger next week. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. You'll have to tune back in next week, Erik. Well, we'll see if we can get you one of those burgers.
I would love that. I do. I'm serious. I love Wendy's burgers. They have I think they have the best meat out there. I
Fresh,
love the meat.
never frozen beef.
That's right. You hear that, Hayden?
Fresh, never frozen.
Yeah,
that's the
Hayden
key.
knows.
He knows that. All right, we have a quick timeout. We will keep it right here. We ran down the scores a moment ago. And as we do that, we talk about looking ahead to next week. We'll be down in Lucas. We will see them play host to Lima Central Catholic. And for us, always fun because it'll be our first visit outside, where we broadcast inside all the time. There we broadcast outside.
Yeah, we got that little tarp covering us in the tree house. I love climbing up that scaffold on the little hill there. And Taylor Eisman always takes care of us. He always brings up refreshments. I think it was a couple of years ago, I remember I was up there, and I don't know if it was G or Storm was up there with me, but I ate a couple of conies, and I think that disappointed him. I think he thought there'd be a few left, and so I went ahead and wolfed. Remember when I wolfed those things down?
I do. Well, hey.
It was in that rain delay. That's what it was. It was that rain delay. Remember, it was in that monsoon, or it was like a thunderstorm.
We actually never played that night, remember?
Yeah, we didn't actually play, but I do remember the conies.
Yes, I think you and I hosted a 2 hour
I think it was G, wasn't it?
I can't remember, but I think you and I had a 2 hour talk show that night where we just talked and there was no football.
That's true.
All right, Lucas out of the timeout. We'll hand it off to Fanello. Line of scrimmage was the 12. He'll get out near the 20, put him at the 19, about 7 yards.
Yep.
On that carry for the Lucas Cubs, as it will bring up second down here for Lucas, again, who hasn't had a lot of success tonight. They had what we thought was their first touchdown run on their last drive. It came back on a holding penalty. And Crestview's put up a couple of touchdowns running on the ground from Adison Reymer, a big 40-yard field goal from Devin Holloway. And as we go to start this play on 2nd and 4 from the 19, they blow it dead, and you are correct.
Yeah, I saw the movement on the right side there.
Hayden, speaking of food, last week we were in Shelby, and Erik Will, and I do not make things up. He ate this Italian sausage that was huge,
decent length,
and we're just gonna say it was gone. I would say 2 or 3 minutes. It was delivered, and then we went on the air.
Right, and here's how smooth I was. Even my notes had a little grease on them. You know what I mean?
It made the broadcast taste a little better throughout the evening. As Lucas will run it up the middle. There's just nowhere to go, right in the teeth of that Cougar defense. They got it that time to Fanello, and he just got greeted right there. 3 guys. and they'll take him to the turf. Gavin Barker, among others, got their hands on him. And Erik, it's really, usually you don't say this against Lucas, it's been tough sledding.
Well, and that's what I was getting ready to say is Crestview has won the line of scrimmage most of the night.
Handoff this time for Lucas, a bit of a crease here. Boy, a hit late as the guy goes down out near the 25-yard line, put him near the 23. Logan Toms was the guy who carried the football. So somebody go down late here toward the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan Toms took a hit there late.
Oh, man, then someone came in like and kind of landed on the legs there. Yeah, that was rough, wasn't it?
And they're going to say he's got enough for a first down.
I think so.
Boy, I knew it was
Right.
close. They won't measure. They'll say home and kitchen supply first down. That's number 8 for the Lucas Cubs here tonight with 8 minutes to play in the football game. They'll mark it at the Lucas 23-yard line. Lucas doesn't want to leave this game with no points on the board. You know they want to go down and score here, so they'll hand the football up the middle. Notice plow their way ahead across the 25, put them out near the 26-yard line. That time on the carry was Logan Toms one more time. He's carried a lot here tonight. And remember last year for Lucas, Erik, they had a whale of a year.
Yes.
And Logan Toms didn't play most of the year. He got injured in week 2.
That's right. He was injured
Think
week
how good
2.
they were a year ago without him.
Right. And this year what you're seeing is they've got some skill back, but they are very inexperienced on that line. And tonight that's what's hurting them because Crestview's very experienced there.
Lucas will work it to the near side. It's Logan Toms into the sideline, got knocked out of bounds. Adison Reymer shoves him out, but he gets across the 40 and he'll go out of bounds near the 43. So a good run right there for Logan Toms. Another first down. That's their 9th. And again, Lucas slowly working that ball toward midfield. And again, you know, even if they can't come back and rally and win this game, they want to put some points on the board.
Yeah, you always want to go out and listen. Right now, even as a coach, you're evaluating execution and effort. I'm telling you that matters. On this film, you're evaluating those two things both ways.
Direct snap to Logan Toms, but as they do, they blow it dead. Somebody moved for Lucas. They snapped it right to the running back, Logan Toms. And they will back it up 5 yards. For Lucas, they've had some penalties at bad times that have hurt them, especially one on a touchdown run. But tonight, it has been the reason why they've been out of the end zone has been that Cougar defense. It has been really, really good. You think about this, we've mentioned really 2 big plays for Lucas outside of the touchdown run that got called back. Other than that, they haven't had big plays tonight.
No, and you know, for Lucas tonight, this has just been rough.
Logan Toms is going to throw it. It's a rainbow, and it's caught. He throws it. He got it to his brother, Corbin Toms, at around the 45-yard line. He had to come back to the football. That one hung in the air forever to the Crestview 45-yard line. It was like a center fielder settling under it.
No kidding. As a matter of fact, the defender actually ran by Corbin. I thought he was going to run into him. He literally ran by him, and he came back to catch that thing, made a couple of moves. So, hey, nonetheless, it's still complete, though, right, Aaron?
Yeah, 10th first down for Lucas. As Corbin had to come back to the football, his momentum brought him back. They'll put it at the Crestview 47-yard line. 1st and 10, Lucas. Logan Toms will lower the head. He won't get much. 6:40 to play here in the ballgame. 17-0 Crestview as they plow ahead on first down. They unpile people at the bottom. Getting up off the bottom of the pile was Caleb Cunningham, 6'4", 230, defensive end and tackle. One guy, Jim Grubbs, told me, that's a dude.
That's a dude, and he is. He's played well.
He said, that's a tough guy.
And here's the thing.
I think dude is your word, but he's a tough guy.
He's, you know, the way that the pack mentality that Crestview plays with is really good.
All right, Lucas will run the football, and again, they're just direct snapping it to Logan Toms. He'll get inside the 40 and right around the 35-yard line. He'll be knocked out of bounds into the sideline. Good job that time running him out of bounds. Tyson Ringler and Caden Cunningham ushered him into the sideline. And so Lucas moves those chains one more time. They're picking up quite a few first downs on this drive. Their 11th home and kitchen supply first down. Logan Toms, who's been doing it all, direct snap at quarterback, is going to head out of the game, Erik, for at least this play. Maybe just a little winded.
Yeah, give him a quick, give him a quick,
break,
quick break and a quick shot of some Gatorade or something over there.
6:06 to go in the ball game. 17-0 Crestview. Lucas 1st and 10 as they hand the football off and greeted and dropped in the backfield. The running back flying in to make the tackle. Caleb Cunningham, Caden Moore was there as well. Those guys just flew in there and stopped the running back. That was Grayson Jackson, I believe, on the carry that time for the Lucas Cubs. There was just nowhere to go. Cunningham and Moore there at the 35-yard line. No gain, maybe even a short loss. 2nd and 11 officially. Actually, we'll call it 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line of Crestview. 17-0 Cougars. 5:30 to go in the football game. Crestview trying to go to 6-0 state ranked and remain undefeated. Snap it to the running back. Jackson will hand it to Smolin. He'll throw it down the field. Underthrown, nearly intercepted. As that ball hit the turf inside the 15, around the 14. It hung up in the air that time. The intended receiver was Corbin Toms. Erik, and I'll tell you, that one could have been intercepted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to see back there, and again, it went just over the arm of Caden Cunningham. And back there defensively was Tyson Ringler. It'll fall incomplete. Bring up 3rd down for Lucas. 10 yards to go at the Crestview 35-yard line for the Cubs. Back in offensively is Logan Toms.
That's a tough throw, man. When you try to roll to your left, throw back right, that's hard, man.
Snap, it'll go to Logan Toms. He'll get a few yards inside the 35, down near the 33-yard line. Good job defensively there for Crestview. Michael Mays, the strong safety, the senior, came in, got low, and took him down for about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, to play this offense, you got to be willing to get. This is not an offense where you can hide from physicality. You know what I mean? And they want to play it in a 5-yard box, right? I mean, the old school thing was a phone booth. Anybody under the age of 30 probably don't even know what a phone booth is.
Yeah, there's not too many of those left, right?
But they want to play in a phone booth.
All right, on 4th and 8, back to pass. Smolin going to throw one down the seam. Got a receiver, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin Toms with a fingertip catch. 33 yards out, no penalties. Lucas has scored.
And there it is. They got past the defense. And once again, if you're the safety there, safety's rule are you do not play trail technique as a safety. You stay on top of all deep routes. So as soon as you're even, they're leaving, baby, right? That's the rule. So you got to stay on top, keep everything in front. You react up and forward. You don't react back. Corners are the only group of people that are going to be playing trail technique, so that's just not good technique to let the DB or to let the receiver get behind you.
About that catch by Corbin Toms, fingertip catch. They snap it to Aiden Culler. They go for 2. It is no good as he is tackled, and guess who? Flying up, making a tackle a moment ago. There he is, Michael Mays. It's no good, but still a good idea to stop by Mill Iron Auto Parts, State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. They'll give you top dollar for your scrap vehicle. We'll take a break. 4:36 to go in the football game. It's now Crestview 17, Lucas 6. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Instead of paying.
Welcome back to Crestview High School, where Lucas has scored for the first time tonight. Just over 4.5 to play in the football game. Kickoff going to be fielded and actually recovered by Crestview after Lucas trying to see if they can get the football back, and Crestview covers it up at the 46-yard line as we welcome you back inside the Wendy's broadcast booth. Erik, just after 9 o'clock already, and we're working our way toward the end of the game. This thing has flown by tonight.
Yeah, and if you're Crestview, you want to get that clock moving. So you want to get a couple first downs here, milk this thing. You should not be snapping the ball inside of 5 seconds on the play clock.
34-0 Mansfield Senior over Lexington in the second half. Just got an update from John Davis. Handoff Crestview. The back will work his way toward midfield. And we do not have Adison Reymer back there running the football. Erik, Michael Mays, yes, who just made a couple of tackles on that last drive. He'll be tackled by Logan Toms at midfield for Lucas. So actually, just shy of midfield, knee down at the 49. So give him 3 yards, and you talked about it. You know, Adison Reymer has had a great ball game here tonight, but if you're Crestview, you'd love to be able to hand the ball and chew the next 4 minutes off the clock, whether you score or not, but just walk out of here.
Absolutely. You want to do exactly what they're doing right here. Keep it on the ground. Don't snap it inside of 5 seconds on that play clock.
Aiden Kuhn will hand the football off to Mays. He'll be wrestled down at midfield. Braden Spitler got his hands on him and just pulled him down after a 1-yard gain right at midfield. That's the coach's son, who is 6'1", 205, and a junior on that offensive and defensive line for the Lucas Cubs. Clock running, 3:29 to go in the football game. Crestview 17, Lucas 6. We knew it would be a low-scoring game. We knew it would be a close game. Crestview has dominated here tonight. Lucas just scored a moment ago, if you're just joining us, on a 33-yard touchdown pass from Smullen to Corbin Toms, the 2 rushing touchdowns for Crestview. Addison Reymer and a 40-yard field goal from Devin Holloway. Handoff right side, Mace. Good burst of speed into Lucas territory. First down, inside the 40, 35, inside the 30, breaks a tackle, road to the turf near the 25-yard line. Michael Mays running downhill.
Yeah, nice run there. So, listen, Aaron, you could put Hayden Gray back behind that offensive line. If they're going to open up holes like that, you're going to have success. Now, he may not be able to scramble or quite as far, but I bet he can move those chains. So not only that, you're keeping the clock moving. You're keeping Raymer on the sideline because you need him. Listen, he cannot get injured at this point in the game. This is the right call by the coaches, having him out of the game. I love what Crestview's doing here. And you're getting your next back ready to go because he's got to tote the pill here a little bit too for his confidence. And they're just leaning behind that awesome offensive line right now.
1st and 10, they'll work it to the near side. The running back will get a short gain. Good job, Corbin Toms. Line of scrimmage was the 25. The back will go down again after a couple-yard gain for Mays, and again put him down at the 21-yard line as Crestview just trying to run that clock out here in this football game. 2:14 to go in the game and running. 17-6 is the lead for the Crestview Cougars. Again, trying to go to 6-0 on the year. State-ranked, undefeated. Head coach Scott Spitler told me he knew this would be a very, very good football team, well coached, and they are across the board. Crestview to the line. They'll hand it off to the deep back. It's Mays. Short gain up the middle. Trying to see who got him for Lucas. Somebody on that line just got their paws on him after a short gain up the middle. Actually, I tell you what, one hand, Daniel Hockensmith got him for a moment. Somebody got him low. Hockensmith got him up high. It's a short gain. Timeout will be taken. We'll take time and be back with 1:47 to go, our final break. You're listening to high school football on WMAN. Back here at Crestview High School, and while you were away, it wasn't quite a full 1-minute timeout. Handoff to the back and just drilled. We're going to have a quick timeout. How about the defensive play by Ty Lenhart?
Yeah, Ty Lenhart doing a nice job, kind of lowering it there. And great job there by Grayson Jackson from Lucas to keep that thing inside. That's what happens when you – listen, when you keep that outside shoulder free, there's a couple different ways to play it. You can spill it. So if you're a defensive end or outside backer, you can do what's called a wrong arm, and they can spill it, and you can allow flow to get to it. Or you keep your outside shoulder free, take everything on with your inside shoulder, make it go inside the tackle box, but then you better have backers that are filling really well. And that's exactly how you play that if you're layman there. Nice job.
All right, so the timeout taken. It's 4th and 3. Crestview, the ball at the 18-yard line of Lucas. 1:43 to go in the game. Pass right side, going to be caught by the receiver near the end zone. Is he in? Yes, he goes in. And they get the ball, Erik will, to Owen Barker. And Owen Barker into the end zone, lowered the boom at the goal line. He goes in as the lights blink again from 18 yards out. And Crestview scores late in the fourth quarter to put an exclamation point on this one.
There you go. And we're getting that strobe light effect out there, man. And Crestview once again getting on the board there. I like that play. Obviously, they're just trying to extend the drive down to 1:38 left. I like the play call there. Hit the back out of the backfield, reward the fullback here with a little points. And so anyways, yeah, we'll, what did we get there, a timeout? I couldn't tell. I think we had a timeout.
we are going to have a time.
Yeah,
I didn't see the signal right away.
I think Crestview just kind of had some, because this is the point in time of the game where you're getting a lot of subs in. That's why I always just kept our number one kick team, punt team, whatever it is, just so that way I didn't have to scramble around and try to put together a makeshift special team here. So sometimes you want to do that just so that way you don't look discombobulated. So make sure you got your group out there that you want.
Well, the pass to Owen Barker off the right side, he got down to about the 2-yard line. Zach Deal was there, and Owen Barker just kind of lowered that shoulder and worked his way into the end zone. That is the first passing touchdown of the night for the Crestview Cougars. They've had 2 rushing on the ground, and now out of the timeout, they'll have Devin Holloway come out to try the point after. As there is the snap, the hold, the kick, a low line drive. It is across the bar and good. And just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, it is a good idea to stop on by. See them, State Route 39 between Mansfield and Shelby. You'll receive top dollar for your scrap vehicle. Mill Iron supporting local high school athletes. Score right now, 24-6 in favor of the Crestview Cougars over the Lucas Cubs. 1:38 to play in the football game. We remind you, high school football driven all season long by the Buckeye Superstore. State Route 39 in Shelby, home of the low payment kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. We're going to hand out our awards, some free pizza. Heck of a play. I think Mr. Barker may have one of our awards coming up in the post game tonight. Adison Reymer's had a good ball game. Spitzer Motors game changer, all that coming up as we wrap up week 6 coming up in our post game show straight ahead. It is presented by the Reinhardt Insurance Agency, Mansfield's trusted agency since 1956. On your way home from the game, and every time you get behind the wheel, stop the text and stop the wrecks. A caring reminder from Reinhardt Insurance. All right, so here we go. Lucas will get the football after Crestview kicks off.
Yeah.
First passing touchdown of the night for the Cougars a moment ago. Kuhn to Barker. Reimers ran for 2, and this defense has been really good. And Erik, you think about it, I know we were told Wade Bolin wasn't going to be able to go tonight, and I thought I heard somebody say that maybe a few other guys might have been kind of, injured, just a little bit banged up,
yeah.
Exactly. But they've came out and made a statement here.
Absolutely, and they've done that against a team like Lucas that's as physical. Here's what they've done. They've played themselves in the mirror. What does that mean? They're playing a team that's very similar to themselves, and they look better. Does that make sense? And that's what they've done. So they've won the mirror tonight, and that's a testament to Coach Haverdill and that entire staff, because they obviously had their players ready to go. Their game plan was solid. They executed it well. They didn't have to do anything tricky. They didn't have to do anything that wasn't Crestview, right? They came out. They had a game plan. They executed it. Their kids bought in. Obviously, I guarantee they had a great week of practice, and then they're going to put this one behind them after tonight because they're going to enjoy this, and then they're going to get ready for the next one because that's what champions do. Their number one goal, I guarantee it, is to win that Firelands Conference. Then after that, you want to make that run in the state playoffs, and this is a good enough team. I think they can make some noise in that OHSAA playoff.
Yeah, they've had a great year. Haven't lost a conference game a couple of years, as actually haven't lost a regular season game since 2020, as Lucas is going to wind up and throw a pass on 1st and 10 after the ball was kicked out of bounds by Crestview. They'll start at their own 35-yard line. The pass right side was intended for Grayson Jackson, incomplete into the sideline. He had double coverage running with him. I'll tell you what, Caden Cunningham has played a very nice game from that strong safety spot.
Yeah, yes.
Very nice game.
He's had a whale of a game, yeah. And, Crestview, defensively, really outside of just a couple plays. They've given up a kind of a long run there along their own sideline, and then they were hit with that, that play action pass for the touchdown.
Lucas will bring a man in motion. It's Grayson Jackson. The ball is poked loose. It's scooped up by Crestview, and it's going to be returned for a touchdown for the Crestview Cougars. Scooping it up and racing the other way is outside linebacker Sean Bailey. As that ball on a jet sweep got poked out, he picked it up at around the 30, 35-yard line, and nobody was there, and he waltzes into the end zone. It's 30-6 Crestview as that ball just got drilled and smoked out.
Yeah, great job there on the tackle.
I think that was Barker.
It was Barker, and so Barker did a nice job there of tackling at the point of attack. Ball shoots out. Nice scoop and score there by Sean Bailey, like you said. And I would have to say this. It's been since the playoffs when we saw them play, I believe it was JFK.
Lucas, you're talking.
Lucas played that I've seen him be dominated this badly. Does that make sense? Like which I think was in 2020, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
2020, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, we were.
Or 21.
We were in. I think it was. It might have been. Yeah, it was 2020 because it wasn't last year.
Okay.
And
in Warren, Ohio.
It was in Warren, Ohio, and that was the first time that I had seen Lucas get out physicaled like that. And I guess you could say Dalton last year, Dalton as well.
They were really good.
Yeah, that Dalton team was really, really good. But Crestview's playing as well as those teams did. Those teams went on to state Final Fours. Those teams went on to regional championships. So, I've been really impressed with it. For you and I, this has been fun because it's the first time seeing Lucas, but it's also our first time getting to see Crestview. And so, we're used to seeing a lot of football in different parts of North Central Ohio, and Crestview's as good as anybody, man. I mean, they ball out. They know who they are. Half of football and half of competitive athletics, as they would say, little Aristotle, know thyself, right? And, they do. They know exactly who they are. And what I'm impressed with is, they've got a good run game. Kuhn can throw the ball, but defense travels, man.
Defense
when you've got an elite defense, you're in every game, man, and I think their defense is going to be able to carry them.
Point after up and good for Devin Holloway, just like Mill Iron Auto Parts, up and good. And so it's 31-6 the lead for Crestview. They will kick the football off. Short kickoff, actually going to be fielded by Ty Lenhart across the 25. Will go down right there. And I think the point that I want to make is, yes, it was a scoop and score around 30 yards for Sean Bailey, but Owen Barker on defense forced the fumble, and he has. And what's funny is Jim Grubbs told me that guy really is a tough player.
Yeah, he is.
You can tell
he's
that
a football player.
Yeah, he is, and you can tell that Erik, he leaves, as you would say, his imprint on the game.
Well, I mean, like Aaron, when I came in, I had 3 numbers circled, and he was one of them. I had 4, 5, and 25. Those are guys I have to see playing.
Raymer, Kuhn, and Barker, and all 3 have played very well tonight here for the Crestview Cougars. 1:14 to go in the football game. Lucas will run it with Corbin Toms off the left side. Got a bit of a crease there across the 25. Put him down. He got across the 30 out near the 33. So good run there for about 7 yards for the senior for Lucas. Corbin Toms under a minute to go in the game. 55 seconds to play. It is 31-6 Crestview. And it's amazing. This game was 17-0 at halftime. Lucas, cut it to 17-6, but it has been a touchdown pass and a scoop and score by that Crestview defense, and the Cougars in a position to move to 6-0 as Lucas moves the pile forward. Very short gain up the middle for the Lucas Cubs that time. As the nose of the football, they'll put it down now at the 37-yard line. Clock running, 33 seconds to play in the game. Actually not running once they move the chains after picking up the first down. They will then move it after they got their 12th home and kitchen supply first down on that carry. There goes the clock, down to 23 seconds. Lucas packs it in at the line of scrimmage. Under center, Smullen will take the snap. He'll pitch it. Grayson Jackson coming to the near side, working his way. Going to get tackled from behind. Terrific defensive play. Cunningham was in there as well as Gavin Barker, and that may be the final play of the football game. 7 seconds to play. Nobody hustling to the line. They will spot the football with 3, and we will not have another snap, and that'll do it. The Crestview Cougars, state-ranked and still unbeaten. They moved to 6-0 with an impressive, and they blinked the lights again.
Hey, baby,
an
flash 'em.
impressive
Flash 'em.
31-6 win over the Lucas Cubs, who fall to 3-3. Crestview, you can tell this team could go a long way, win a conference title with that defense. The offense puts up 31, but that defense, boy, were they good all night tonight. We'll come back and wrap it up next. The high school football game of the week on WMAN in the books, driven by the Buckeye Superstore. Stay Route 39 in Shelby, home of the Low Payment Kings, BuckeyeSuperstore.com. Post-game show next. Final score from Crestview. It was the Crestview Cougars 31, the Lucas Cubs 6. We'll wrap it up next. You're listening to high school football on WMAN.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Need to catch up on some action? Check out the Friday Night Pigskin featuring all the football highlights from the area every Friday on the OH.REPORT.
Joined now by our OH.REPORT player of the game, powered by Arcelor Mittal, and that's going to be Crestview's Owen Barker tonight, the senior, on a huge victory over Lucas Cubs to stay undefeated at 6-0. Owen, walk me through your monster defensive performance tonight. You were dominant from start to finish. What type of energy do you bring on this defense this year?
It's always our goal to have the energy that comes through the whole team, but we always have to have a leader. I like to step up and be the leaders. We got to stop bringing out and make it fun.
Obviously, you made an impact on both sides of the ball tonight, not just defensively with that forced fumble that led to another score, but you get on the board with a receiving touchdown as well. Tell me about the dynamic that you bring on both the offensive and defensive side and what that's been able to do to help your team go to 6-0.
I work really hard. I try and help coach the team with everybody else and all the team. So we try to in practice and stuff. We all pick each other up. Excuses right now, honestly, that's a win.
And that's a huge win. I think people will look at this score and think, wow, it wasn't that close, but that's a very impressive win over a very talented and skilled team. I think both programs have a lot of respect for each other. So with this win, what kind of confidence does it give you the rest of the way to finish the regular season and potentially even to fuel the start of the postseason?
It gives us a lot of confidence. We know how we had to come in here and play hard. They're going to give us a tough ball game. It's the playoff atmosphere, and we knew that. And so the energy is just going to keep going up from here. We got to keep working hard week by week.
All right, well, I feel I got this magnet for you. I feel like I should be giving one to every single one of you guys down there. Congratulations on the big win. Good luck moving forward. And anyone you want to give a shout-out to watching tonight?
My girlfriend, she's at college. All my family for supporting me, and I love them all.
All right, well, again, senior tight end and defensive end for the Crestview Cougars, Owen Barker. Congratulations. All right. We're going to get things wrapped up on the other side of this break. Keep it with us as Owen Barker receives some pizza tonight, too, a magnet and some pizza. So keep it with us. We'll see you just on the other side of this break.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Need your lawn looking its best? Then Clips and Cuts is who you call. We have the knowledge, experience, and passion to create the most beautiful lawns and landscaping for residential and commercial mowing, plus complete landscape installments, landscape design, shrub pruning, and tree trimming. We also specialize in hardscape, offering a variety of patios, retaining walls, water features, and even snow plowing during the winter months. Call Nick Ritchie to schedule your services today.
Welcome back inside our Stove Depot LLC post-game show. Thank you so much for sticking around with us tonight. And we're going to wrap things up here from the Cougars den. Lucas Falls to Crestview, 6-31 tonight. Crestview improves to 6-0. Lucas Falls to 3-3 on the year. Coming up at 11:30 tonight, would like to remind you to join us live and free for the Friday Night Pigskin. All the highlights, headlines, and scores you need to see going to be coming your way. Again, that's tonight at 11:30 p.m. But Crestview picking up a monstrous, impressive, big win tonight over another small school power, the Lucas Cubs. So Huge win for Crestview to move on to become undefeated, as Lucas will look to regroup after this one. Would like to take a chance to thank all of our sponsors a part of the broadcast this evening. The Stove Depot LLC. The Stove Depot LLC carries outdoor wood and coal-burning stoves. We offer stoves, parts, in-floor heating, installation, and service, and financing. Call the Stove Depot at 419-892-5747 for your free outdoor stove or in-floor heating quote. Arcelor Mittal, smarter steels for people on planet, hiring now with competitive wages and benefits. Visit arcelormittal.com and click careers for more details. Scout Construction, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information, 419-7240. Clips and Cuts Lawn Care LLC. Clips and Cuts provides superior lawn care and quality landscaping services for North Central Ohio area. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Casasa. Simonson Construction, from concept to completion, we can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. And the Ashland Worcester Drive-In. Stop in for fresh cut fries, homemade sauce, homemade root beer, and your favorite conies get sauced at the stand. So many sponsors tonight, obviously a part of this huge game, so thank you one last time for making this content, this broadcast, free to all fans with no paywalls. We appreciate everything our sponsors do for us and their support of local high school athletics. But that is going to wrap things up here from the Cougars Den. For Aaron Hines and Erik Will of WMAN, want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Nick Jacobs holding it down on camera for me tonight as our camera operator. Adam Thompson, incredible audio and video design on our broadcast this year. And obviously, as you see, all the sponsors that I just read off. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And just want to give a special thank you as well to Tim Kuhn and the Crestview High School Athletic Department. Thank you for letting us be here, be a part of this in this special season, and all that you do for us and the kids here at the school. Want to give one last final shout out to you, the fans. This would not be possible. You are why we do it, so thank you for tuning in tonight. And again, for Aaron Hines, Erik Will, I'm Hayden Gray, saying so long from the Cougars Den. One last time, Lucas falls to Crestview, 31-6. Tune into the Friday Night Pigskin tonight, live at 11:30, and we'll see you then. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. We'll catch you later tonight on the Friday Night Pigskin.